slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst.
You know nothing.
Hello chat, what's up? क्या हाल है आप लोगों के? कैसे हो भाई?
As far as anything else, but he's every day. I feel like I see him improving. I see him learning, and I'm constantly texting him or messaging him, and he's
कैसे हो?
always positive feedback and stuff like that. So
Uradan, comparatively more experienced than Patrick Watson, but
Ooh.
the highest achievement that he's ever gotten to is second place in Ascension. So do you think this lack of tier 1 experience is going to hold them back in any way?
no.
No?
So I think experience is super overrated. Experience is, especially in Valorant, bro. Like I was there for a whole split too. I played 6 matches, man. Like you know what I mean? It's not like I got an insane amount of experience just being there.
अरे
Yes,
मैं
it
शायद
matters.
वो नहीं हटाया
Yes, it
है.
matters. But at the end of the day,
Oh, my
like talent trumps all, bro. If you give me the best 5 players and we put them against the most experienced team in BCT, they're my
मैं
5 players
सोचूं
they're
आज
never gonna
मेरी
win.
स्क्रीन पे
That's
वो
just the
क्यों नहीं
reality.
आया?
I do think there are moments like if we're at
Sorry chat, sorry.
champions top
थोड़ा
3,
सा
okay,
बीटी हो
then
जाता है,
maybe experience
थोड़ा सा.
matters, then pressure matters.
आज
But
के
for
मैप के लिए
day-to-day
मैं
BCT matches,
काफ़ी
bro, this is the
एक्साइटेड हूँ
same thing you've
क्योंकि
been doing for the last year,
असेंशियंस
2 years.
फाइनलिस्ट
Scrims,
टीम
same fucking thing on stage.
वर्सेस ग्लोबल
Now let's talk
esports
about the most
जो 2 महीने
experienced
पहले
player
बनी
on
है,
the team. Do you really think Papi
जो
Chulo is the
1.5
best
महीने से
controller out
कम
there
हुआ है
when
प्रैक्टिस
you
करते
compare
हुए,
him
वो
to
खेलेगी
big
साथ में.
stars like
आई एम वेरी
Mako
एक्साइटेड
or
अबाउट दैट.
Monnier or people who are just absolutely cracked at the controller role? And Papi Chulo is gonna be up against those guys. Do you think he can keep up?
He's got really good aim, man. Like I don't know if it's the best on the team because Patrick Watson and Udaton are so good at aiming. I mean, our whole team can aim. I think you guys will be really excited about seeing the talent in the server. But I feel like his aim is pretty good. And bro, I literally clutch king, bro. Clutch king. You put this guy in any kind of clutch, and I feel like in my head he's got
चैट
a
जो
chance
भी
to
नाम
win.
एक शो
A
लाइक दिस
very
स्ट्रीम.
good chance to win. And so like, I think that's when he thrives his most is in a clutch situation when he's just using his brain and his aim to just like diff people.
One of the most important things is like player personality role fit. Patrick, who is slightly more fearless, you could tell him to go in like to a 5 stacked site with no utility and he'll just go. Like if that's the play, he's
Charging
in,
insert.
right?
Let's go.
And he might even get 2. Whereas Udaton is just a little bit more of a cerebral player, and this has really come out as we let him play the Sentinel role. Like the way that he communicates with information that he gets is so good. Like I was worried because like during the trials, I couldn't hear him that well because his mic was kind of low, and I was like, how's like like Korean English gonna mix with like Russian English and Filipino English? Like, are they gonna be able to understand each other? But man, Udaton's comms might be the best on the team, like straight up. Like the stuff that he's giving us is so good, and the way that he plays off of his utility, even though he's like maybe the 300th cam he's ever thrown on Cypher, and he's still just like getting really critical information and instantly getting it to the team so he can make decisions. So that little bit of extra like cerebralness to him is going to make him an insane player on the Sentinel role. And then as far as Papi Chulo goes, again, I think it's really just like the perfect role player fit. Like personality wise, he's a little bit on the quieter side, but you can just tell that the quietness, it's like stone cold, like
Yeah, he's a killer, bro.
he's like a stone cold assassin, right?
Yeah, he's
Like
a killer,
he's a
bro.
quiet assassin. And so when he's in the situation where it's like, there's a team running him down, you need him to make the right decision and not throw the round, like get one, get out. He's getting that one, he's getting out. He might even get a second one as they try and chase him down. And then obviously the clutch kind of just like comes hand in hand with that. So it
The
really is just
second
the
में
perfect
start
mold
होगा,
fit
but
for all these players, I think.
Which brings me to the next question. Why Crystal?
He's at the very least on every single team's radar, based off his just the same with Freeing, right? Him and Freeing, those two in particular, like they just destroyed the CN Ascension. Every team at the very least took a look at them or at least considered them. And then for me, like I said before, like the region, our region, like I never wanted to import unless I can't find what I want here, right? Like only if there's not in a comparable version here. And for us, there's very initiator actually seems like a very weak role in APAC in general. There's not a ton of options, especially the good ones are taken. We had to look outside of the region, and really he's the top free agent, outside of this region, as far as the initiators go, for sure. He was one of the first people here. He flew in like a week after signing, and he was good to go. No really restrictions or anything like that. His English is already getting better. His English is good, like it's good. It's just a Russian accent, It's just like something that even our players are trying to adjust. They're like, early on, we were just joking like we can't understand him, like he called something we just couldn't understand it, right? And it's just something that he's getting better at already. Our players are getting more used to understanding. Like, when I first joined GE, I couldn't understand the accent half the time, right? But now, I've been around it enough. Same with the players, been around it enough that it's gonna be it's gonna be no issue.
Coming to the last player, probably the most important one, our IGL, Kelly S. Now, he's played for Oasis and he's played for a lot of good teams. But what do you think are his primary strengths and why him? Why Kelly S?
Kelly, we approached actually a couple of months before the trial started. Not a couple of months, let's say 45 days, right? And with him, he was, at the risk of losing his spot on his current team if he gave the trials for us, So he had a decision to make, and obviously, I think he was supporting his family, so it was a tough one for him. But he said, "Look, I'll give the trials for sure." The rest of the days, right? Like he was on my Valorant list, and I was keeping, just an eye on him. Every day, the guy had been grinding, just to prep for the trials. And when the day came, I think he was one of the most consistent players which played, in the trials, be it in terms of being vocal, be it, his leadership capabilities, be it, even his mechanics.
So for my type of IGL that I would prefer is not necessarily someone who does micro all the time, but someone who has the capability to micro. Because there will be really intense moments. There's tense situations where like people's brains shut off. That's just the reality. When you get nervous, when you get in these high pressure situations, your brain almost shuts off. And so I want someone to be able to essentially think for them. Tell them put this here, go now. Whatever the case may be, being able to micro in that kind of way. And I feel like he was out of all the IGLs we trialed in APAC, he was the best. He was the best in that way. And so like he brings everything I want. He shows up early to practice every day. He comes with strats. He's a great leader type. He's a little bit older. He's 24, 25. He's a very confident person, and we can just tell by looking at him. He's a very confident person. And I feel like that's very, very important as an IGL, like being unwaverable in these moments, in these situations, and realizing, even if you make a bad call, like it's not your fault. Even the wrong call can still work in this game. That's one of the things I do like about this game. Doesn't matter if you go into a 4 stack at A at Haven. If you dump your util correctly, you're gonna kill all 4. It doesn't really matter. That confidence and that unwaverability is gonna be a big thing for us throughout the season for sure.
During these trials, every time that I would watch Kelly IGL, he would be like getting the new players that he hadn't played with involved in sort of like the culture of the team, even though it's just like 3 scrims or whatever. He'd be like bringing them in, like making plays for them, hyping them up. And that's the type of leadership that you really need on team. And on top of that, being a former duelist, he's not afraid to make plays, right? He's not afraid to be like, all right, something needs to happen. I'm the only person in position. I'm going to make this play for my team.
Yeah, I mean the thing is too, like at the end of the day, like this is turning into a game where like your IGL has to be able to frag. You can't no offense, right? Like FNS, Boaster, these guys, the whole community knows them. Obviously, they struggle sometimes with individual talent. They're great IGLs, great leaders. Don't get it twisted. But you see them struggling a little bit, where like if they had a little bit more talent, etc., then it would be a little bit easier for their teams. And so I feel like that as a whole, like Kelly S also fragged hard. Like he did really well in the trials as far as individually as well, not just leading.
When it comes to the trials, are there any missed opportunities that we regret?
No, no, we got most people. Almost every. The only thing I regret is. No, I don't even regret it now. Like I did when we didn't get the player we wanted, I regretted it. But now that I see the team we have and like the players and how they're playing together, nah, zero regrets whatsoever. No, not even a little.
And that regret was regarding Grumble, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that Grumble, which is his own personal reasons for why he couldn't. But yeah, he obviously he's a great Sentinel. I used to coach him in Elevated, so I have a decent relationship with him in general. But now seeing Udatan on Sentinel, nah, I don't.
No
This guy, I'm
regrets.
telling you right now, Udatan is about to to do very very well this season.
All right, all right. I like the enthusiasm.
Everyone else was okay, but getting Papichulo on board was a bit tough. The buyout was pretty high, as
Ooh.
mentioned. But obviously, for Neos, they were losing one of their star players and backbone of their team. So a lot of negotiations took place until we finally agreed on a number, both of us were happy with. To be fair, I think Papi is going to be like a top two. I really like. I know we are not supposed to have favorites, but he's like one of my favorite players in all of APAC, not just in our team. And I think he's going to do really well.
What is the team philosophy going to be like?
Yeah, as far as like in-game stuff for me, it's like I tell my players this consistently is like ask for forgiveness, not permission. Make your play and I'll fix it later.
Yeah, Jobina, make
Don't
sure
ever
like
be
the
afraid to play.
stream.
Don't ever have any fear. Just play fearlessly. Because in this game, like, just take a look at Sentinels at Champs, right? When they were playing groups against Genji the first time. If you watch, like, I can remember this exact Haven round. So Haven on C. Tens is crouched in a corner, the other guy's crouched in a corner, and they're just crouched in corners, just waiting and hiding, right? And they just get run down. The jet dashes in, they get Omen Flash, and they're dead, right? In this game, like, you have to play with no fear. Don't play scared. Play to win, not to lose. The team who won champs last year, they're gonna go back to they VOD review the grand finals. They're gonna see tons of mistakes. It's just the reality. It's a team who makes the less mistakes and a team who capitalizes on the other team's mistakes. That's the best team. I'm obviously talking big about the team and all that kind of stuff, but that's because I have real expectations. Like I wouldn't say this if I didn't believe it. I wouldn't say like we're gonna be this or that if I didn't really believe it. Yeah, and then as far as any hate, bro, like fans, just send it to me. I'll take your hate. Don't send it to the players. These are young kids, bro. These are young kids. You don't need to bother with your hate. Send it to me. I'm the one making the decisions. I'm the one that picked the players. I'm the one doing everything, talking big. So send the hate to me, not to the players, and we'll be good. All right.
I want to be the team that is the sort of like the model of what a team is supposed to function like in professional Valorant. And so I think that we're gonna sort of like show people how you're supposed to play this game.
I just want to see the boys playing on stage. I'm pretty excited, and Happy New Year to all the Indian people out there.
Okay.
Yeah, happy belated Diwali.
Happy belated Diwali.
I can't wait to be there next year, man. Can't wait to be in India next year, man.
I
So
mean,
excited.
I'm gonna feed you a lot of food. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm gonna eat it.
A
Don't worry.
lot.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
eat a lot of food.
Get ready for the ultimate showdown at Global Esports Face-Off. From November 18th to 23rd, we face a new opponent each day in an intense best-of-3 series. Witness the Global Esports 2025 VCT roster in action, clashing against some of Asia's best teams, pushing our roster's strength, strategy, and spirit to the absolute limit. This show will be narrated by some of the finest talent in Valorant on the casting desk, and our coaches themselves will step in to break down the plays on the analyst desk. 6 days, 6 opponents. Every match, every round. GE is going all in against all. Catch it live on the Global Esports Valorant and YouTube Twitch channels.
Arguably, this is the best off-season of the year. This is Face Off Global Esports. Now, this is a very interesting one because you're having sort of like a face-to-face between all these teams against Global Esports, and today is undoubtedly the most interesting. We're looking at Boom Esports versus Global Esports. It's their first time competing, And this is great because it gives them a little bit of a warm up before Tier 1 happens. All right. Anyways, Uni's mic is not miking, so let's just let him do whatever he has to do right now. But anyways, to offer to you guys at home, I'm happy to see you guys here today because I think whoa, full screen. I'll take it because but anyways, because it's sort of like a situation where you are able to just there we go, you're back. You know what?
Yes.
Forget that line. Have Universe speak for it. Okay, what are you saying, Uni? Continue on.
As I was saying, Global Esports have had a good set of matches so far. It's been a good couple of wins, some difficult ones, and a loss as well in between that. Against Nows that did come in, but yesterday was a great day for them against where they actually put down a statement win against the Chinese representatives. And today we're going up against a team that deservedly made their way to Tier 1. Back when I was watching that, Ascension Grand Final, and to see Boom lose out on the spot by just 0.02 seconds was an absolute menace. And the difference between SPG making it, Boom making it, was quite, heartbreaking because everybody wanted both the teams to make it, and somehow it seems like the gods of Valorant listened to them. Barring what they went through themselves, Boom Esports, because I could see the sadness on their faces on that grand final. But hey, now they're here and they're going to be playing off against Global Esports as their first game, at least in terms of an official capacity from the Tier 1 scene. And I'm really excited.
Speaking of being excited, I think this is also this is not the first time.
जो भी नया make sure like the stream guys, let's go. भाई आज के मैच के लिए तो मैं भी बहुत excited हूँ भाई, legitly. G versus Boom.
We have DOS9 coming up forward, and I am very happy to see this outcome because I truly did believe that DOS9 should really have gone far, and for him to go all the way to Boom Esports is already a statement itself.
Yeah, the one thing I really like about Boom Esports is the fact that they've taken a step away from the fact that they love their Indonesian players, and they've given a chance to DOS9 to enter the squad. And he was found completely
Someone
as
check
an
on Boom
unpolished gem
Esports.
when Revenant Esports picked him up back for South Asia. And nobody even knew this guy at that moment. Nobody knew that Kazakhstan really had players up to this level at that time. Yes, they were doing really well in other esport titles, but there was so much potential in this guy. He showed it in South Asia. He showed it in Ascension, and deservedly has been picked up by Boom Esports. But, ladies and gentlemen, to discuss how Global Esports found their first solid win, we will be looking at what Elevated thought about it in just a couple of seconds. But Tash, before we get to that segment, wanted to ask you, did you get a chance to have a look through what happened in the last 3 days?
I did a little bit because it's been quite a busy week for me, but I have to say I'm quite surprised at how Global Esports has been playing. Now, I think first of all, I have to start from the beginning here, the pickups on how everything happened. I'm sure, we had a lot of interviews. We had, streams from Juvenile himself about what really went into what influenced GE to go this route. And it's such a mixed, I think it's such a mixed outcome, right? And, after watching a lot more
Juvenile,
of
make sure like this stream.
and everyone, I do understand what they needed to do. When the time comes, if the player comes, they will be bringing in Indian players. But for now, I think it's very safe to say that for GE, their goals is to win. And if that one day there is an Indian player that can step up to the plate, it will happen. But honestly, let's be real here. I'm going to be honest. When I saw the roster, I was shocked. I was quite surprised at the outcome, but also very happy as well, because I like to see teams really adapt, find different ways to move forward. And Global Esports is embracing that, embracing the whole of APAC, going beyond South Asia, but still showing their roots. It's them just growing, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that Global Esports, the entire procedure that they put in place to find these players, get somebody like Crystal Yuratan from China, who are doing really well in a really competitive region as well so far. and also pick up three Filipinos who've had a really great year so far in their tier two stature. It's great to see that they've been picked up, but of course you are going to witness this team make their little tiny little mistakes across the way. They did so against Naus, and they dropped
Yeah,
that
Jovina,
series.
make sure like
But
and
what exactly was the
subscribe.
statement against Rare Adam? We'll find out from Elevated himself as he takes over the segment to explain what went right.
Yeah, what's up, guys? So for today's round breakdown, I wanted to show a couple of rounds, actually. We're not going to do the Valo plant thing. We're just going to show a couple of rounds and talk about it. That kind of showcased the difference between days 1 and 2 of this face-off event and day number 3. So on days 1 and 2, a lot of the gameplay from Global was sort of dominated by being hesitant and being kind of afraid to make mistakes, trying to always make the most optimal correct play, and as a result of kind of worrying about that so much, slowing down the actual pace of play and the decision making to the point where a lot more mistakes were happening in the pursuit of trying to play too well. And the thing about Valorant is it's kind of a chaotic game, and sometimes you kind of just have to roll with the punches. So that's kind of where we're going to pick off here, which is round number 2 of Ascent. This is a situation that we've seen Global struggle with several times in the past, which is anti-eco rounds. They won the pistol, and now they are in somehow through some slight,
इसलिए मुझे डेडलॉक पसंद है और I know how to play the deadlock.
in a 3-on-5.
देखना अभी.
So this is something
Kylis,
that
get
can go
one.
very, very wrong. And generally speaking, when you lose the anti-eco after winning the pistol, your half can kind of be ruined economically, and it can be very hard to come back into the half that way. So
ये पॉइंट सही है.
from Kelly to start this retake off, but still a 4v3 and definitely a dangerous situation. But what we're going to see here is just kind of a really nice job by Global of turtling in the backside and just kind of locking down the site. It's not pretty. It's not the prettiest round you've ever seen, but they do get the job done, carrying over most of their weaponry that they came into the round with. And this is also going to lead us on to the second round that I wanted to show, which is round number 3. And this one is going to be particularly unique because we have the annihilation for Kelly S's deadlock. And this is also a round that probably in the last couple of days might go a little bit poorly, because as we're going to see here, as they set up for their bonus hit into the B site, they're going to get recon as they're setting up to throw their utility. And I think probably past a couple of days, this would have been a spot where Global might be like, oh no, this round is ruined. They know we're all here. We have to kind of cancel this play. We have to maybe think about retaining space.
ये इन्फो मिल चुकी है क्यों ना पांचों यहाँ तो they have to be just तीन यहाँ पे हैं.
If they
तो
go
just
right now, it's not going to be that big of a deal, because yes, they have given away a bunch of information, but there has not been enough time for the A players for Rare Adam to rotate over. So as long as they actually just go right this second and go decisively onto the B site, they still have a 5-on-2. So what's going to happen here is immediately Global is just going to go ahead and trigger the execute. They're going to get in, they're going to wall off spawn. Crystal hits a nice little shot onto the Sova on the backside of DT spawn. And then Kelly S uses the Deadlock ultimate to yank the Killjoy out of the site. Now this is a huge moment for me as a coach, because Kelly's Deadlock has been very good except for his ult usage in scrims. He's just been too hesitant to use the ult. Like, he knows how to use it.
I accept करा
He does
इसने.
use it in good situations when he does use it, but he's very, very, very selective, like trying to do too much, trying to make sure it's like the most perfect ultimate. And we have just been telling him, just use it. Every time you have the opportunity, just use the ult. You're going to get value. You're good with this ability. And he does it here to perfection, which is actually going to essentially win us the round, because now it's a 5-on-3 with site control and a wall for the retake. And the wall plus the annihilation is going to give Global enough time to just kind of set up on site. So now we're going to see another opportunity for a potential
डेडलॉक
mistake
किसी भी मैच
that,
पे खेला जा सकता है. चाचा जो भी ना मेक श्योर लाइक दिस
Patrick 2 is
स्ट्रीम.
gonna be a little bit too
मैं
aggressive here,
आपको
but
रियलिटी
at the same
बताऊं
time,
तो
it's
डेडलॉक
okay
किसी भी मैप पे
because
खेला जा
he
सकता है.
has
डेडलॉक
Sheriff
इज अ
and
easiest
kind of like the
sentinel to
least
play
important
और most
character
useful
for Global
useful
Esports at this point
sentinel
in the
to play.
round. He's already done his
बट
job.
डिपेंड करता है कि
And now we
उसे
might
खेल
start
किस
with
तरीके से रहे हो
manipulation,
तुम.
and it's okay for the Sheriff maybe take this peek because we have 4
क्योंकि
rifles
राइट
per
नाउ
window
साइफर नर्फ होने के बाद
at
आई
this
थिंक
point in
सो
the
कि मैं
round.
साइफर खेलने वाला
But he
हूँ.
doesn't have
आई
a,
जस्ट
so
गो
it's not
फॉर
really
द
like a deal
डेडलॉक
if the
ऑन
sheriff
एवरी
dies,
मैप.
and he gives
It's
us
in a
kind
good
of
sentinel
information. We
to
figure
play.
out where all 3 players are. He actually gets a kill, and then this allows Global to chase out after these players. This is another thing that probably in the last couple of days we wouldn't have seen because Global is playing a little bit too afraid and trying
यार
to
जो
like
भी ना मेक श्योर
conserve
लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब और
resources as
बताओ
much
आज
as
कौन
possible.
जीतने
But
वाला है,
now
ग्लोबल स्पोर्ट्स और
we're feeling confident,
या फिर
we're
बूम
feeling good. We
स्पोर्ट्स.
chase down the last couple of rifles, and we end up with a 3-0 lead in a very, very fast start to a day. The last couple of days has been a little bit more sort of, on the back foot from the very beginning of every single map. So it's really nice to see us jumping out to a lead here, especially on a map that can generally be seen as a defensive-sided one. So hopefully that is a pretty good perspective on the difference between days 1, 2, and 3, and looking to see a little bit more of day 3 on day 4 today.
And there you have it, guys. What the breakdown was incredible hearing that from Elevated himself. And I love to see these little nuances, honestly, when you go into a round, and it gives a little bit of an idea as perspective of what Global Esports and the coaches are working with. And I think this also really shows what we can expect for the year of 2025 from Global as well. I think last year was a pretty transparent year, but I think this year even more transparency, and I'm really excited to see how the community can react to Global Esports growth as well as success.
Yeah, I'm expecting Elevated to actually bring in so much value to this team as well. We've heard from Juvenile himself as well as Elevated's mind. Elevated mentioned this in one of when he was on the desk
जो
on
भी
day
ना मेक
one,
श्योर
that
लाइक द स्ट्रीम
he's
गाइस.
actually tried and almost watched every single game that has ever been played in Valorant in a professional capacity across every region, and his mind's only filled with Valorant. So that's the kind of thing he works with.
Yeah, I mean, it's giving, I thought I was insane for watching all the matches. I thought Sliggy was insane, but, really props to these coaches. But regardless, other than coaches, we should also hear from the players themselves, the one who is playing the games today. We have Papi Chulo coming on the desk with us today, and I'm super excited to have a chat with him. Hello, Papi Chulo!
Hello!
It's nice to meet you. It's nice to hear from you. I mean, you are definitely not a stranger when it comes to competitive play. You have been playing in the Filipino scene for quite some time, I think for many, many years. And now you're finally in Tier 1. So first of all, from me, congratulations for making it here. And number two, I would like to know, you've played a few matches somewhat this week. How has the progression been from day 1 all the way till today? And how nervous are you going up against undoubtedly one of the scariest teams to join Pacific this year?
Allegedly. The scariest team is Boom Esports है भाई. मैंने उसका Ascensions के फाइनल देखा था Boom Esports. भाई वो जिस तरीके से खेले थे, DOS 9 और ये सब fucking good bro. मेरे को 3-4 टीम का मिक्सचर लग रहे थे वो लोग. Because
Okay, so I'm really
they have a
curious.
fast
sorry.
entry.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you.
Defending
so
में
in
attacking
Naos,
gameplay
you
दिखा
are
है.
one of the major
Madness.
impact players. You are the one that's putting up numbers, putting up clutches. You are just all over the place. So how has the dynamic changed for you playing in this roster with GE than it was before in Naos?
In Naos, we kind of plays individually, and sometimes we play systematically. Here in GE, we use a lot of teamwork, and uh, I think it's better to use teamwork because every day your individual is not that good. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. Yeah.
All right, Poppy, I did want to ask you about the change that you've also gone through in terms of playing the agents. Now, Astra was something you used to play way back when, but you've been playing it a lot more now. And that agent, Juvie really believes that it's a great agent and is a good substitute for the Omen. How do you feel about playing Astra in place of Omen, which has been your strongest agent?
I think Astra is good now simply because she has 5 stars now. Way back then, she only has 4 stars. So The recall part of Asha is kind of good right now.
All right.
All right, so here's my final question for you. So I think for a while now you've been playing in tier two for a while, right? So now that you're in tier one, how big is the jump in terms of learning and adaptation? Is it huge, or are you adapting just fine?
I'm adapting just fine, and I can see the difference between tier one and tier two. It's like overwhelming, and it's fine with me. I like these challenges. Yeah.
Yeah, very
All right.
exciting to see.
Yeah. Last question, Poppy, from me is going to be, of course, the new patch came out just yesterday. Tell me, what's the best thing about the patch for you, and what's the worst thing about the patch? What did you like, and what did you not like?
Hmm.
That
The
smile
Gen Shield.
though.
The
I think
region
the
shield.
Gen Shield. Yeah. Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah. I like it, but when the enemy has outlaw, I don't think it's a good idea to buy it. Yeah.
And what's the one thing about the patch that you didn't like?
Huh. What I didn't like. I don't know. Nothing. I
No,
guess.
nothing. All right, you like the patch? All right, okay, that's nice. A man who was ready to adjust for whatever that comes his way. Thank you so much, Poppy, for your time. All the best against
Thank
Boom
you.
today, and we'll be seeing you hopefully win this one.
Yeah, thank you.
Chat like करो जो भी नया है.
Dang. You know, when you look at Papi Chulo, I think for me personally, because I did cast him in 2022, and seeing his growth is incredible. Coming in from a team that it felt like for his previous team that a lot of reliance toward him, right? And now he has a team that supports him. It must be such a different dynamic for him.
Yeah, of course. He's been in the Philippines for so long. He's played with this now side. Pretty extensively. Good, great chemistry with them back in the day as well. Ascensions as well. Two different ascensions that he's been able to play on. But you have to consider the fact that this man has worked his behind off to get to this place right now, and he can see the difference. He mentioned that it is a little overwhelming, of course, because you have so much more intricate details that go into this, because now you don't have any sort of safety net per se, where you can just kind of not do so well, and maybe one or two games it's okay, but on this level you're gonna have to perform, and he's been that consistent guy. Back for Naus as well, he was their highest rated player, I think, across any tournament whatsoever they've played. He's been the most consistent. He's the clutch king, everybody knows that. He's proving that in G as well. For the last 3 days he's had some pretty insane clutches as well, and I'm excited to see how he's going to progress as we head into kick off in the start of the season next year.
Okay, Universe, I really want to question you. I mean, you work very closely with Global Esports, obviously.
Yeah.
So, coming into this season as well, right? I think this is a big shift as well. You have coaches from Americas come through. You have players from Philippines, as well as DOS9 from Kazakhstan. So, like, how what's the dynamic like that you've seen? I mean, obviously, for most part, I think APAC has an APAC mindset. Americas has an Americas mindset. How is it going? You know what? Let's just ask Juvenile what he thinks. Because why would I ask you, right, Universe? So on to Juvenile.
All right.
I'm sorry, Universe. Let's go to Juvenile. Okay, 10 seconds to go. Okay, you know what? I got too excited here. But you know what? One word to describe it.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
Juvenile
gonna
will
give you
I
words.
can.
Go ahead.
Come
No,
on,
no, no.
Universe. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'm pretty sure
Okay,
Jimmy's got
here's-
some words.
Yeah, he probably has something. Hi, Juvenile.
Hey guys,
Okay,
how you guys
so
doing?
you know what? I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. You know what, Universe? I'm excited. Usually they never ask us how we're doing. It's always how
Yeah.
they're doing.
He's
You
a
know what?
really nice
thank
guy.
you,
He's a
thank
really
you.
nice guy.
I still feel so honored. Okay, so Juvenile, I'm so sorry, Universe. I'm gonna kind of like just go crazy for a bit because I've known Juvenile for quite some time now. He did coach in NYSG for a tiny bit, kind of helping out the teams in challengers, and now you're just hopping in. And you've done quite a bit as well in Americas, and now you're here in APAC. I mean, obviously, I was quite shocked hearing that you decided to swap for Leviathan into Global Esports, and I'm sure there's a lot of challenges you had to face, coming into this team. So share with me a little bit that you faced so far in terms of mentality from Americas shifting to APAC. I cannot hear
Jimmy,
Juvenile
I think you're
suddenly.
muted. Yeah, you're good now. I think you're good now.
Good now? Okay, they
Yeah.
muted me
Yeah,
because
I
I
can
didn't
hear
touch
you now.
nothing.
Awesome.
So you guys had me muted. All right. So yeah. The changes, not blaming you, but yeah, the changes that have been happening from NA to APAC. Obviously, I coached with APAC region a little while with Orglis, like you're mentioning, and split one of challengers last year. And so I already knew the mindset of the players and how it was to coach players in APAC, and that's something I was really excited to do. And so yeah, like I was really excited for the move. There hasn't really been many challenges besides moving across halfway across the world, but outside of that, man, everything's been amazing. Everything's been perfect.
Well, Jimmy, we've seen across the last 3 days, there's been a lot of downs, but there's been significant ups as well. Yesterday was a great day for you guys. And I wanted to ask you, Boom Esports now, I think right now is the biggest challenge across all 3 days that at least in terms of the team stature, right? They just came off of a fresh win in the Indonesian region where they played the Predator League, and they beat Alter Ego 2-0. What are you expecting from Boom Esports with this slight bit of a new change? They've got Lilo in and Dostland as well, who was a great asset from South Asia. What do you think about this team? Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I think we scrimmed them once or twice. Obviously they're really good. They played SPG really close, and I don't know if you guys have known, but I think I rate SPG very highly. And so the fact that they played SPG very close in Ascension, I mean, obviously they're going to be very good, even with two changes. I don't think there's necessarily any downgrades that they made. So, yeah, I'm expecting a good match, and I expect them to play to the similar level as Nouse did, to be honest with you. We just got to play better today.
All right, so I'm curious to see kind of coming through. I think these are all tier 2 players adjusting to tier 1, right? I think Papi did mention earlier it was quite overwhelming trying to adjust. So like, how's the process been trying to get them adjusted into a higher, I would say mechanical, higher mindset style play?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the mechanical. The mechanical skill of tier two is just as good as tier one. Like I've already said this multiple times, but the gap between tier two and tier one is not that big mechanically. Yeah, everyone can shoot heads in this game. It's very easy. Aiming is very easy in this game, and so the difference in aim between tier two and tier one is not that large. The biggest
Mm-hmm.
difference is mentality, and then also just like the fundamentals, man. That's something that we preach like crazy in Lev, and that's something that I've brought here to GE is like the fundies, right? Trading, spacing, scaling, just the small stuff, and being proactive on defense, all these kind of things. That's something that they're all getting used to. They're all trying to improve at, and it's definitely going to be a process. I mean, they're learning and they're picking up new stuff every single day, and I feel like, I think you'll keep seeing a better version of GE as we continue to get those things down and they become second nature, right? They're good at them, but the biggest thing is like being able to be good at them, and do those things still when you're under pressure, and not defaulting into more of an individualistic. Oh my God, can't even say that word. Individual. I can't say that word. Being too
We got it.
individual.
We got
All
it.
right.
We got
Yeah,
it. We
you
got
guys
it.
got
We
to, got it, got it.
Yeah. All right. Final question, Jimmy, for you is going to be, Boom in that recent tournament they banned Sunset pretty heavy. They are not seemingly very confident with it, but they've been solid on Bind and Haven. Considering that, it kind of course, is a little away from what you've been playing. Bind, we've not seen yet. So I'm gonna ask you: are we gonna see another curveball like yesterday, where you outright went and banned Sunset, picked Ascent, or is it gonna be something that you continue to show where your strengths are?
Yeah. I mean, you have to wait and see. You're about to find out in like 2 seconds. But yeah, we'll be. I don't know. We're open to playing every map. I told you we don't have a perma
Yeah.
ban, so we're definitely open to playing any map, and whatever the map pool is, we're gonna be ready. No excuses.
Okay, so
All
you
right.
mentioned that you don't have a permaban, and I am really curious, how long does it take for you to prep for a single map, and what's the process like?
Realistically, it takes about 3-4 days per
That
map.
short?
Yeah, to get the basics down, to get your basics down, to have a little thing. But for an entire map pool, for us to be ready on the entire map pool, for us to have all our protocols down, for us to have everything down, 3 months total. We should be pretty set as far as like having an understanding of what we want to do, no matter what happens on the map.
All right, thank you
Well,
so much, Juvenile. After this, you're going to go straight to game, so good luck to you. This is undoubtedly going to be one of the most challenging teams, and good luck, Jayu.
Thank you, GE winning, boys.
All right, straight. Oh, I like the veto.
Hello, Juvi. Hi,
What's
Six
up, JD?
Fingers.
Hello.
So, first of all, before I proceed with the veto, Six Fingers and Boom Esports, from
Yeah,
behalf
Jovida,
of the
make sure
whole
like and
global
subscribe.
esports family, I would like to welcome you guys in the VCT Pacific League. Welcome, guys. Going to be a fun ride ahead. And
भाई
yeah,
VCT
moving
टीम
to
है,
the
अब तो
most
VCT
important
टीम
part
वर्सेस
of
VCT
today's game,
टीम
the
है.
map veto. Again, like usual, this is going to be tails. This is going to be heads. Who's going to call? I'm going to let the two of you decide who will call this one.
Let the visitors do it every single time. I'm good with that.
Okay, perfect. Six fingers, what do you call? Heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails it is. So, what do you want to do? Do you want to ban first or do you want to select the side?
I'm gonna ban second.
Oh my god.
You want to ban
Select the
second.
side.
So the first ban goes to,
Team B.
okay, the ban goes to Juvenile from Global Esports.
Yeah, we're gonna ban Pearl.
फिर पर
Pearl is now
अरे
banned by
यार
Global
कल
Esports.
भी नहीं खेला.
Six fingers, go ahead, you're banned.
We ban Sunset.
Sunset
Let's
is
go
banned by
भाई.
Boom.
Sunset is bad low bro. बाइंड मैच देखने को
Juvi,
मिलेगा
you
आज.
pick.
Take a set.
Ascent.
Pick Ascent.
मुझे लग रहा
Six
है
fingers aside on Ascent.
City. Defending.
Defending.
Sorry.
Okay, defending. You go for defending. Perfect. Next map pick, guys.
Think we gotta go for a split.
You're gonna go for split. Perfect.
Yeah.
Split picked by Boom. Juvi, what's going to be the side? G's going to be playing it starting at
Split defense.
split defense. Okay, next ban, guys. Come on, Juvi, your ban.
Let's ban Abyss.
Okay, Abyss is banned.
ओ यार.
Final two map remain. Which one are you going to ban?
Ban Haven.
Okay, you're banning Haven. That leaves us with
Bind.
Find. Perfect. So I'm going to see you with the casters shortly. Best luck for the games. Bye bye. Casters, take it away.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Dang.
Allegedly यार.
Okay,
You
so
guys happy with that map pool?
Juvenile. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy.
I mean, it's
mean,
the
Universe-
exact same one from yesterday, right? We've got to send, split, and bind.
I can't make teams pick maps.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I was actually expecting Boom to pick bind, right? So them picking split is an interesting one.
भाई आज
because
का
I
map
don't think they've
important
played
है.
split so far with this new roster. But Juvie, all the best once again. I'm hoping to see the exact same performance as yesterday, to see it today. So all the best, and to the team as well. Good luck.
Bye, bye, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh man, I'm excited. So this is my first time being here watching them play. So
Yeah.
I have seen their games. I have a bit of idea what to expect. So, you know, honestly, looking at what we're seeing today, what are you thinking, Universe?
I am expecting Global Esports to dominate Ascent as they did yesterday as well. They play that comp really well. They've got a great idea about it. I think Boom Esports, of course, must have watching their game yesterday, but I still feel like adapting to that kind of game style is going to be difficult up front of how they play. They play
Map
the
one
triple
कौन सा
system
है?
really well, the triple stack of contact burst, and then instantly attack another part of the map to kind of confuse the team works really well. Juvie knows how to make it work, and he's given the team great instructions to do it as well. Speaking of split, I was mistaken. Boom did play split in the final of the Predator League of Indonesia, and
Yep.
they did win 13-11. But they did play a single duelist there with Raze and a Sky and Viper double controller with the Omen as well.
Map
So
2
it's gonna be an
split है.
interesting split map. How they're gonna,
Map
how Global
3
Esports are gonna adapt to the double controller because they
Bind
themselves
है.
do it as well.
Map
So,
1 कौन
yeah,
सा है
we're gonna
guys?
see how it
Ascent
works.
है ना?
Yeah, I am very curious to see how it's gonna go. I mean, coming again, in a day, right? We can make as many comparisons as we want, but it's still a pretty much a different roster. It's still not going to be the same. There's a lot of adaptations that's changed since then, and I think play Predator League Indonesia. I think it's also very exciting to see what they've been able to offer, because for a while now, if you guys watch Alter Ego versus Boom, it's always been very close. There are moments where Alter Ego would come up on top, but this time it didn't even feel close, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it was a little, top ended, and I'm okay with that because Boom Esports have been playing really well. The I mean, honestly, it's just a roster, right? You know, you've got some great
Yeah.
players who've deserved to be in that tier 1 for quite some
I mean,
time.
it's not just about roster. I think it's also about dynamics. I think we saw NRG last year, right? They were collecting all of the super players, put them all in one team, and everyone's like, oh my god, this is definitely 100% NRG's year. But the one biggest problem and that NRG has is that they cannot find that chemistry. However, we have these tier 2 teams who know each other quite well, who's played with each other for quite well as well, you know, and, you know, it's like what Papi said just now. He would rather be in a team that plays as together as a team than to play individual wise, because you know that your team has your back. You know that your teammates can step up when push comes to shove. And that's what I really want to see from this team today, especially against Boom Esports. We all know that Boom Esports, one big factor they had during Ascension was that home crowd buff. They went insane for that. But at the end of the day, you know, coming into this one, they don't have that buff. There's a different situation, a different moment. Is the mindset going to be the same?
Well, we're gonna have to, you know, find out in the game itself. You know, I know for a fact that, you know, that man, DOS9 is a mentality monster. He does not give up no matter what. And Boom Esports have probably picked him up because of that same trait being across their entire team. Berserk, Shiro, they've been mentality kings. That's the only reason they were able to make that 5th map in Ascension happen, you know, because they don't give up. And of course, the crowd buff was there for them. But I still feel like Boom Esports are really good when they know how to play around a certain map. They know how to make comebacks happen. They know how to, you know, kind of put themselves in positions where they will be pressuring the opponent team into making mistakes and then just capitalizing upon the teeny tiniest of advantages that they find. So I'm going to expect Sports to put up a great fight in Ascent, at least better than we did see from where Adam is today, because they lost 13-1 on Ascent, which was, you know, a heartbreaking loss. But today it's going to be completely different. And we're going to see how their first Ascent map looks like. They haven't played Ascent with this game, with this map. We'll go to the agent select straight up, ladies and gentlemen. Is it going to be meta comp for Boom Esports? Let's find out.
Yeah, coming into this one, well, we're seeing a Cypher Lock come through. So I've casted a few Cypher Lock games, and I think one of the most important parts is to get as many rounds as you can on the defense side. That's number one. That's key. And number two, the way you approach attack is a very, very slow based, is very default heavy, and they need to be able to survive that. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were able to, because even without those abilities that Julius has, one thing that this new GE roster has is that aim is the firepower.
Yeah, indeed. You know, that firepower clearly you know, sits into a really good place, because you've got some great clutch masters here. Crystal, you've got Poppy, you've got Udatan as well. Kellius leads the line from the front. He had a great showing on that deadlock yesterday, and I really expect him to continue on that track, because he did not miss a single ultimate hit. That annihilation struck lightning every single time. And even though you had Patrick could not do as much work in terms of numbers, his team overall covered up so well because of the space that he was able to provide for them every time dashing into the side. He took the attention on him for just about enough time, 2, maybe 3 seconds, enough for Global Esports to flood into the side and make the opposition feel uncomfortable. Boom are going to stick to the usual. They're going to go for that, you know, usual comp on Ascent. It is the meta comp. You're going to have the KO. You're going to have the Cypher, Omen, and of course, followed up with Famous Jet. And Famous Zine, of course, he is an extremely good player. Can Patrick stand up to this experienced duelist from Indonesia is the big question right now.
Yeah, I mean, for Famous as well, coming in, I think for a while now I've been watching him, and I've loved seeing his growth. He's a very, very dynamic player. He started to pick up a lot more new duelists as well. His performance in Ascension was phenomenal. The way he takes up space, the aggression he puts in, and if there was one word that I could describe Boom Esports if I watched when I watched them during Ascension, is that they are the type of team that are very not only aggressive, but they're almost like a bull. They're almost like a bull. They just hit hard and they hit very, very rough. The question is whether or not adaptation from GE can change that. But ladies and gentlemen, map 1 Ascent is here. Boom Esports, Global Esports, the first one, or technically a tier 1 tournament so far.
Yeah, more or less. Boom Esports now starting, of course, on the defense. Look for an early A control. They've gotten to their solid there. It's pretty much the usual default you see from any team. The KO supporting up with the Jet, setting him up in vines as it's going to be Global Esports just slowly crawling into mid, which, by the way, right now is open. Just a camera contact from Berserks here. And he knows that they're going to be playing on contact. Out they go, Global Esports. B-main's going to be pressured now, as there's going to come in Kelly as he's the first one. Yep.
It's huge. Shiro here, sharp as ever. Yokam answers.
भाई स्टार्ट कर
Now the rest of
बिना
the
जी
team, Boom Esports, finding a way to go for that retake. One end has been closed down by that wall, but the rest safely on the side already. GE successful with not only kind of going through that choke, but getting onto the side itself. And Famous forced to delay his push just a bit because of that wall.
Yeah, that was
All eyes on the side itself as they make one area pretty much hard to see as a recon comes through. Boom Esports gonna slowly make their way onto lane here. Eyes onto Yokam. Puts in the damage. 1, 2, 3. Wow!
Nice one.
It looks
Nice one.
so good right now. So quick.
Quick indeed. That B split with that wall down towards the spawn region to just delay. You can't even go for the pistol bullets there because it's gonna just kind of waste so much time and bullets for you to get into that retake. Amazing stuff from Kelly S there. That is a great setup to just delay that rotation as much as possible, and it just gave Global Esports enough time to get the plant down and also make the rest of Boom, who are waiting for Famazine to come in, just kind of wait and mark it and not go ahead because they cannot go without their full force. Great stuff. Early recon here from the B site to just clear out lines from Global Esports. That's a great recon. I love seeing that. Just to maybe give out a little bit of clearance. But there is a very deep push here from DOS9.
मुझे ये चीज देख
Smoke,
के
a
जी की
little
तरफ से बहुत
imperfect, but on
अच्छी लगती है
purpose,
कि
it seems.
उन जगहों के
That's
लाइन
going to detect him out. He needs to get back out of here. No, never mind. It was actually from the opponent side. My bad. I just kind of missed it. I thought the KO was
Sorry.
Not going to connect.
Yeah, not gonna be able to do that. That triple peak was a bit much to deal with. They got that ultimate orb as well, just to put them a little bit more closer to something that can give a bit more punch in terms of the space taking. But the way Global Esports is approaching this map is so methodical, but it's their engagement that really makes it so exciting. It's so explosive, it's so quick.
Crystal looking to go and set up his duelist once again towards that A site now. The recons, of course, recharge. He's got 3 here with him. But NC Slasher's knife could just kind of throw things into the mix. Yep, the minute that drone goes out, it's gonna be Crystal and 3 more depressed here. But Global Esports quick to run in. Once again, that wall causing trouble for Famous. He's gonna be stuck out here with the Bucky, and in they go.
Oh, that's so quick. Berserk's only with 10 HP left, but it's Yokam that has just been so quick to take up that space, so quick to just W key forward. And he's not done. Shiro finding himself running for his life. Any info he can play with. Spots one out, takes a lot of HP. Nova Pulse as well to push him out the way here. And working his look, he's pulled already. A right click to the face, and it's Yokam's entire side. And we're just here.
भाई योकम ने नाइफ होने के बाद साइट में एंट्री ली है तुमने देखा
There as well. Every time you put it on, you basically got 75 shield, more or less. And it's gonna be giving you 25 every single time.
Honestly, I think it's honestly been so surprising, Yokam and how he takes up that space. We talked about explosiveness, right? We talked about space taking potential. And the way he does it is that he's able to take out kills and just really get away with it, not punished.
Yep. It's come out, and now it's time for the entry for Global Esports.
Yokam already on site. Blade Storm out. The other members of Boom Esports finding it so hard to get on the site because of that wall. Now,
blocking the
this side is just
बहुत
damage around here. Blind pushes forward.
Immediately.
Did manage to put a lot of damage onto
मैं
Udotan.
जो भी ना make sure like this
GE once again playing on the site itself here. Sensor set up already by Yokam. Wants to be that first contact. And on peaks, their head will get blown off here. Boom Esports delayed by so many utilities. Flash up as well inside, but Udotan
यार ये कुछ ज़्यादा साइट के अंदर ब्लॉक नहीं हो गए
Paranoia's out, doesn't hit anyone quite yet. Yokam will be detected. And NC Slasher first
Kali's
contact.
got
Kelly for
one.
NC
Kali's
Slasher
down.
to answer. But they're all stuck in the back house. It's so hard to play this.
Pistol
Famous
down,
in
you
for
come
2.
down.
One more person left. Udo-san playing quietly in the corner. He finds the heads. But do they get a defuse? And
Oh,
it
wow.
barely makes it. Boom
Oh,
Esports.
wow.
Let's
Not
go, bro.
able to take the round. That's 3 in a row. And Global Esports take that bonus.
That is actually crazy. The fact that Udaton survived there for that long. They killed 2 people backside, and they thought, okay, maybe there's only 2 more there. Udaton definitely
I'm quite surprised
has to
they
be able
didn't
to
see
learn.
him.
Yeah, no, they didn't go for it because they killed 2 backside, right? They're like, of course, there's not going to be a third there. But the original winner of this round was the fact that they just kept Patrick in the front lines. His knives could have been a changing point, of course, but that NT Slasher knife threw him back. Global Esports got followed to the backside, but they played so well, keeping the fact that Unicron is still alive hidden. That worked perfectly to their favor, and that's given Global a third.
More aggressive tents. The wire gets broken already, but this time Famous taking a more proactive, aggressive stance here by the wire. Shiro's already gotten 1 hit.
Here.
Oh, he saw that head grow by, but he doesn't know that Famazine is still on the extreme close corner here. Famazine could get a little antsy about peeking this angle. He is considering it. He's been moving back and forth, but here comes a drone to kind of make Patrick feel uncomfortable. He's not been, now he's been spotted, but here goes the bucket!
Surprise! Oh, that is
and
disgusting. Oh, that was so disgusting. The way they played that for Boom Esports, that was perfect. But Kelly, yes, he's got other ideas. Quick to find Berserk.
One enemy remaining.
Still play the mid-side area.
Spike
Boom
down
Esports
B.
doing a great job of holding down that site, playing on the site itself, not taking these head-on
30
fights
seconds left.
and letting the fights go to them. Crystal here on the front line. A double swing, but not happening quite yet. Famous to go down. Crystal 1 HP left. He still puts in the damage. Crystal! Waiting patiently. 1 versus 1. He is so low. A thrifty win from Boom Esports. They finally got 1 point on the board.
Yeah, it's not gonna be easy.
The
of
fuck
course,
is
for Global
that
Esports in this
crystal
game.
done?
And of course, this eco is gonna hurt them a little bit, at least not economically, but in the fact that they should have won this round. But that mid hit kind of, suffocated Patrick. If he hadn't been left alone there with that outlaw, it's such a deep position. I think he would have been fine, because the only problem was there was the fact that he had an outlaw to fight off multiple angles. And now Global Esports looking once again to that B side. All 5 of them present here, by the way. And aggression now coming in from Famazine.
Okay.
He's gotten an idea that this is going to be a B hit. He's crawled all the way on catwalk. And Global Esports instantly react by taking the B side all right themselves. The door's been closed, the wall's been attacked, and the B side is now exposed to the plant.
I love the fact that Global Esports has managed to really condition Boom Esports that it's going to be a mid-side hit. They're in position, but Global Esports already understood that it's going to be a change in pace. They were able to get on the site so quickly. Hunter's Fury up already. Boom Esports is going to find one. Udo by Yokam. He puts in the damage, puts in the hurt too to his name. Still, Berserks gonna get netted here.
Alt हो दो
Kelly's watching the back of
उसपे
sight.
पहले.
Hero theft will eventually give them away, but here comes Annihilation as well. Gonna be able to pull in Famous. He can't go, he can't run. His teammate tries to save him, but you can't do more than that as Berserks putting in the numbers. 3 to his name, but the swing from Crystal, it's so good. Classic in hand. He's buying some time. Berserks is so low right now. A right click to the face, 4 to his name, but time not on his side.
Papi got one. Let's go.
Delays gets him in the end. 4 for Global Esports.
ये पापी पूरा साइड के भारी खेला है.
That they've been doing, it looks so good right now.
Yeah, the biggest win condition once again here being first the 2 kills from Patrick and then that annihilation from Kelly. Again, it connects at the right place at the right time. Even though the trade came in there, of course, they had the win condition for the very last second. There were 3 layers of win conditions here being established by Global Esports. The last one, of course, on the line being Poppy with that pull and wasting time as much as possible in a spammable angle as well from Market. Really good stuff. Playing different layers of post-plan. Amazing, amazing intricacies here being displayed by this GE team. This time, Boom Esports looking for a little aggressive B control as they just send Shiro forward. And he's at the moment a little bit alone. He can isolate it, and he will. Unitron just absolutely slaps him in the face, and that's going to throw Boom in a bit of a mix.
Udot got 2.
Udotan's not done.
I know exactly.
Why Udotan was
And you want to challenge
easy, bro.
him. Just gets shot in the face. And I'm just quite surprised that they're taking these fights one by one. We've already heard about the reputation that Udotan has. But seeing it in action
Udot
is
got 3,
amazing.
Udot go for ace.
He's got 3 already. To get more space here. Boom Esports plays a bit more quietly this corner than Chicken does.
Give him the ace. Come on.
Plant to come through. Potential ace as well. And NC Slasher knows he's gonna try at least deny that ace. Eyes on the prize here. Up in the mid area. Chip damage through. Here comes the flash. He moves backwards. And Kelly, yes. Come on now, Kelly! Kelly!
You know, Yudo had a really great clip yesterday as well with that rope jump. I'm not sure if you had a moment to catch it across the tripwire. One of the best plays, I believe, if not.
Wait, I saw it. I saw
the best
it.
plays in APAC history, even if it's just a show match. It was amazing, a 1v2 clutch. And now with the ace here, he's you know, he's a little disappointed, but it's all right. The team's doing well, and that's all we want to see from them. And a little bit of a timeout here. I believe this is from Boom Esports. It has to be. I think Six Fingers is clearly not happy with the fact that the way.
Make sure like and subscribe and hashtag G winning.
Especially in this round, I feel like Berserks and Shiro should have gone for that pick together instead of kind of going one by one and giving.
Going one by one, yeah.
And Udatan's been doing this yesterday as well, right? He was kind of the the menace on the B main side every time Global Esports wanted to hit A. Even if when they wanted to hit B, Udatan's always outside of B every single round. Unless, of course, it's a different, execute that comes in, which is an anomaly. So he is kind of the anchor for the entire mid and B region. And he's been doing an amazing job at keeping it in his hands. And if you give him free kills like this, the new ult theft opens up every now and then. Even if it has been nerfed to 7 ult orbs now from 6, he is going to charge it up really quickly. This, though, should be an interesting round for Boom Esports. They've got 3 big ultimates right now. 2 are really retake-heavy kind of ultimates. Of course, you've got the KO and the Sova. And they've got the Odin out as well this time. So they're hoping that if the B main side is going to be contested, Shiro's going to have a contingency plan. He's already shown his hand there, as DOS9 is going to deny any sort of aim and information except for just breaking that dart.
Take flight.
More aggressive stance this time. No, sorry, excuse me, passive stance. They're not gonna try and challenge Udotan this time.
Udotan jo leke gaya na.
Push him out the way with that drone. And with that info, you can see Famous silently is taking up that space. Preparing for him.
Make sure like and subscribe.
Full control of Pizza already, but getting onto the side, that chokehold could give a lot of value for that Odin.
Let's go. Udot, take it.
That map, he's gone in all the way to their spawn. And Shiro, he's got no idea. There is an eye. I think there's a call being made right now for the Cypher to come and check it out. Berserks is going to come and take a look. And he's seen the deadlock wall there. But Uratan, he's now going to go in for his own little...
Oh, that was huge. Understanding that it's going to be a bit of curiosity come through, and they were prepped for it. So that was a good set play coming in from Boom Esports. But Berserk's eyes over in this area, knows there's 2, moves out the way. He's not challenging that. And now step forward here, Yokum. He wants to take blood, he wants to draw it. He puts in the damage onto Berserk's. Boom Esports forced onto their own site here. Can play inside of the smokes itself. And DOS9, he's so quick to find Kelly. Yes, Boom Esports, they get 2 to their name, but stuck underneath the hell. But Famous in the end has that moment of respite to answer back. Now Boom Esports this time around gonna find a bit of value from the timeout.
Yeah, it almost seemed like Global Esports got a little confused about where exactly they want to head out. That wall towards A seemed like it's going to be a B hit. But unfortunately, the minute they lost Udotan towards that B main side, Famous got 2 there, actually. Instantly, the call was made, all right, we're going to head back. We're going to go towards A. Then they tried and, kind of improvise on a strat that they've done before, is where they do that triple split of going from Garden to A Heaven and then short as well as A main. Of course, the numbers are a lot too few to maybe execute that. And they were not
टूट के सुबह को लो कर दिया.
Famous seems
I
like
have a
he's gonna
chat
have
में बोल.
some worse to say. charge up.
ध्यान भाई पिट के मारने का क्या आज कती
Crystal, and he's known for it pretty well. You know, even in
They're
China.
just trading Odin shots, man. They're just damaging both of each
पिस्टल
other.
कह रहा मैं
Oh
दिखाता
my
हूँ Odin
goodness.
Best form of Valorant ever. And for the moment, I think he's just exchanging pieces of util right now. Global
Wait,
Esports
Udotan?
doing a good. Global Esports actually right now doing a good job of baiting on as much as they can from Boom Esports. And I'm not sure if they know that Poppy's actually crawled into this corner because the smoke's
Chat
gone on
जो
the
भी
other
नहीं make
side.
sure like and
A double
subscribe
peek here would be paramount.
oh one down
Oh, good for one. He's
Oh.
shot, but Daw's gonna deny more damage being done. Does have that Regent shield as well to get a little bit more of a shield up again, but it doesn't negate the damage that's been done here.
कर Odin कर
Sharp as ever. To find it, you'll come already on the side.
हाँ,
Reaches out the
Odin
way.
कर
Insane movement to give Crystal a bit of time.
VCT team versus VCT
The
team
last pick
guys
here.
let's go
Speaking of that last two members of Boom Esports to find out, but call to save from Boom might be the name of the game here.
That little mismovement from Patrick actually saved him because he was trying to get on top of the gen, but he slipped, I feel, because he missed it by just an inch. And then Crystal swung out for the perfect timing to get that kill.
That's
so
the teamwork, right? That
No,
Poppy
I
was
think
talking about before.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know,
I
teamwork
mean, it's not
is-
really about like just it's those tiny little intricacies is what I like to see here. It's just more of like
भाई Cypher भाई please
you know, it's more about like, you know, what you expect from your teammates. If chemistry is good, how do you double swing together? When your teammates moving this way, are you gonna move together as well? And that's what we want to see in terms of that. But speaking of teamwork here, we need your teamwork from the viewers at home to like and subscribe so we're able to build not only a community but also a team of viewers, fans, and everyone that, you know, we can be proud of. And speaking of being proud of, Unique, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why is there like a police light playing in the GE house? Like, what's the
not a
vibe there?
police. It's not a police light. So they've tried to simulate, you know, the lights that they usually see on the VCD Pacific stage. So Juvie is trying to create as much of a, you know, professional BO3 environment as he can. He's got fan, you know, sounds playing in the background for them. You know, trying to maybe, you know, get them as much distraction as possible with those lights as well flashing in their faces. Yeah, that's the whole point. That's, you know, to give them the experience of how it is to be on the stage because they've not played, you know, an off season on LAN so far. But this time, we can talk about it later. Boom Esports went for an aggressive mid take. They did chop off a lot of information from Global
Chat जो भी
Esports,
नहीं make sure like and
finding out where
subscribe
these players are. But they pushed them back as well. The knife went in deep towards B, and Boom instantly actually kind of relinquished that control towards mid. They're not too keen on keeping it in their hands. They're gonna let Global Esports come back into that cavity, but here goes Famous on the back of a flash, and that was amazing mechanics from him.
He just swung out and just knifed someone in the face. Did
Cypher
not
को
get
sound आ गई
punished for it. I mean, other than a bit of damage, but that was incredible to see. Now GE finds himself at the back foot. One player down already, no Sova. And Shiro, great to buy time, great to deny space and put in a bit of chip damage, but fortunately for GE, not gonna find anyone. They have the Cosmic Divide come through here and the Slasher! What? Shots to come through! You'll come to only find their KO as well. And now
Beauty
for
कर दी
Poppy,
round
so last man standing, gonna get that off and just move out the way.
अगर वो मिड में डाउन ना होता ना सोवा तो ये राउंड निकल जाता है पता है क्यों ये मिड का राउंड बना लेते हुआ क्या क्योंकि इन्फो वाला तो बंदा ही खत्म हो गया तो इस वजह से दे हैव टू कमिट द वन साइड और टाइम भी ज़्यादा नहीं था कि हम कहीं जाके एक बंदे के लॉस में भी एक बंदा और लॉस में डाल के चलो इन्फो ले लेंगे तो वो पॉइंट नहीं बना उनका कोच देखना
Of course, we've been playing the show matches for the last 3 days. We're gonna have
नहीं
another
कोच
day
इधर
come
बैठा है
in
वो
tomorrow
एनालिटिक्स कोच
and want to follow that as well. And if you
एनालिटिक
want to be
कोच
notified about all of that, make sure you like and hit that subscribe button because that's the only way you'll know Global Esports is playing, and you will be here on time to witness every single round possible. Coming back into the game once again, Global Esports looking for that mid bit of pressure. It seems that Flash good enough to keep Patrick off his mark, but he gets back to it. Famazine, does he want to challenge that again? No, they've left A-Short completely open for the moment as NT Slasher just hopping around in his spawn for information. Boom Esports playing on the extremities right now. They're going to let Global Esports take a good bunch of the map right now. and they're gonna actually aggress on A main. Poppy, I believe he was spotted. Famous he's
Poppy
gonna
को
hold on
info
to
मिल
Tango, but
गई
no, never mind. Boom actually confused because Global actually haven't given them any piece of information whatsoever, except for this one little peek from Yuratan.
Trying this push and pull method, I think, from Boom Esports. One side aggressive, more passive toward B side. But Poppy is doing a good job of keeping quiet, keeping hidden, and Udo Tan to find Shiro. Yokam already from tree itself, spots one in the corner. Dawson can't do anything. Fancy Slasher, he's ready as ever. Buy some time with that fragment. But Famous wants to find the time here. Poppy runs for his life, trying to convene with his teammates, but unfortunately his timing not that right. But unfortunately for him, Poppy was ready. Hurt that tailwind as Berserk's on side itself. Gonna deny Udo-tan any more space here.
Yeah, but they're crawling into the B side. That one-way cage is gonna hold them off for a couple of more seconds.
13 seconds.
But Poppy and Crystal, did they check this corner?
Spike down.
As sharp as ever, 7 seconds. Poppy has to skedaddle onto the side as well. 4. He's been tagged, and Berserk has done a good job of denying that plant. But still, Yokam gonna be able to walk away. with at
ज़्यादा
least a
AB कर
consolation
दिया
prize of kill.
नाइस एंटी रे
Man, Global Esports, I felt like this could have come into play in the last 2-3 days.
वो भी अच्छी टीम है अगर उन्हें मौका देंगे ना ये अगर एक आधे पॉइंट का भी इधर उधर करने का
which is kind of, boil down their utility. Boom did it. They did give out so much util. They, pushed up towards A main. They dropped multiple smokes. Flashes were being committed.
Okay, all right.
Should we go? Should we go A short? We've got to pick on A. We've got to pick on B. We have, by the way, Patrick, who was in heaven on the A side, but then the
मतलब ऐड आना ही था समझ गया मैं
Okay, all right.
that is not going to be completely forgiven. Allowed Boom Esports to win this round, and it's gonna be a hard pill to swallow that Global Esports lost this round because they had everything in their hands. They had man advantage as well, but in the end, time ended up being their biggest enemy.
Have 2 ops, the hands of our 2 duelists here. Curious to see how this goes here. The positions are from tree, 1 from top mid, no peaks quite yet. Crystal.
Right, you.
Peaks long, it might be in trouble. Position off the op noted already. Gonna try and move him out the way here. Have smokes. We have also the owl drone as well. Spots nothing onto a pizza.
Patrick getting up close. He does have a line of sight onto DOS if at all. Yep, the spot comes through, and the smoke is gonna be, of course, cause and effect on the behind of that point of information. But Boomies was not really too keen on making any rotations just yet. NC Flasher, now he finally makes his move. He's going to join up Famazine towards that short region. And Crystal,
यही तो क्यों का पॉइंट है वो हमेशा इन्फो निकाल देता है
of their abilities. It's going to have to be Patrick to make this first contact happen, because if he doesn't find a pick with that op, it's going to have to be exchanged for him to run into the site.
We have the net. Gonna find anyone. Does clear that corner. Oh, finds NC Slasher now. He finds Yokam on top. Schmappy as well. Been tagged already from the Hunter's Fury, so he gets cleared.
30 seconds
DOS 9.
left.
Gonna move out the way onto safety of Heaven. Famous. I still in front. And Crystal stood no chance. Boom Esports completely dominate this time around. Catching up despite that
काइली
huge lead.
4 जनों के सामने कूद के उसे मार के गया
Yeah, the read was perfect timed. I wouldn't say that it was Global Esports who had control of that game. They felt like they did almost at a time because they were playing really slow. They let control of B completely given up.
I think so कि A main का शॉक डार्ट मार के ट्रिप वायर तोड़ देना चाहिए. As my ideal call इन्फो निकाल के कि ट्रिप है. Then B main एक बंदा कंट्रोल रख के एक ऑपरेटर मिड छोड़ दी जाए. कैमरे को शॉट की तरफ कर दिया जाए मिड से
whether or not they would
B
pop out through the
B
smoke.
में
And once again,
door से
Global Esports trying to
और
redo that A hit, this time with a little more success. That little trip has been detected as Famazine prepares for the first shot.
Famous, lucky to be able to survive with his life. Explosive as ever, Global Esports. Little 10 found already, but BME, sharp as ever. Annihilation, not gonna get anyone. Barely misses actually. The door will be closed. It's a nice bit more space for Boom Esports. Smokes all around as well. Op shots just to give an idea that for Boom Esports, any peaks means ahead.
ओमेन का ब्लाइंड देखो रीटेक के लिए तैयार हो चुका है प्लांट होते ही
Paranoia set up
ब्लाइंड
already. Gonna scatter the members of Global Esports, but
They're
not fast enough. Boom
down.
Esports took too much time to commit here. He'll come for the corner. Moves out the way. 54 HP left. Gonna have to find a high-low set up alongside Heaven, but Kelly has as well to find what's his name. Poppy, sharp, smokes to his glass.
Let's go.
The right click and
Poppy is the king of
this
clutch.
is the guy that will be making waves in Naos, and he's making waves in Global Esports.
Yeah, the Clutch King once again strikes. That recon was absolutely
कान और क्रिस्टल डाउन हो चुके थे तो बचा क्लच किंग पापी Let's me do
Utaton's just trying to
my
protect
thing.
himself between two thin lines of a Cypher cage. He just couldn't. And in the end, it had to be, of course, Poppy under Heaven. That double, it's really great that his teammate there could pull off at least one kill before leaving that round. Because if it had been 3v1, Poppy, I don't think he would have been able to find that one because bullets were just running out of his, the magazines from both weapons. And it was the last burst that he could have found from the Classic to clutch that round. Once again, Global Esports, clutch masters, showing how they can just keep their team in contention of any round, no matter what it is. Whether it's Crystal or Poppy, they've put their team in front once again. 5-7 as the half has now switched, and we are going to be heading in for Boom Esports now to have a quiet start to the game. Extreme commitment towards that A site in terms of the spike as well. It seems like the rotation is going to be towards that way. While the two players, Berserks and Shiro here, just kind of exhaust any of Global Esports' util. Crystal, ready with that Cypher, forgive me, with the recon, but he's not going to fire it just yet. Going to wait for any sort of physical contact of bodies. Whereas the drone's been committed towards mid to, again, fake off the fact that this could be a B split.
Could be, would be.
Right here.
It's about trying to figure out where exactly to go, right? I mean, we see the spikes slowly making their way toward A. You have, Udotan on one side already, Yokam on the other, Poppy here, waiting for the right time. And you actually mentioned that Boom Esports is one of those teams that are super explosive. And that's exactly what we thought. Famous walks up, shoots someone in the face, but Poppy tries to answer, can't survive more than that here. Udotan plays these angles to perfection. A single pixel of place, will be his downfall. As Shiro to answer. Now, for Crystal, trying to deny that plant. Shouldn't be having a problem too, as Kali S. Trying to take a little bit more space here. Berserk's knocked down already. Kali S with only 15 HP does fall. Down to Crystal. But Shiro is the one, the IGL that will frag, and he is the one that comes up on top.
Yeah, pretty similar to how Global Esports
I'm
played
थोड़ा
their round
casual
two,
हो
yeah, because Boom Esports, they went towards B, gave a little bit of a touch and peek. But they didn't really, give off too much information there. Sent a drone towards mid to try and fake it out as a B split. Global Esports didn't really bite into that little piece of cake, but because they still had two players sitting on site. But that burst out with a number of flashes that they could provide. The paranoia on generator, then the KO flash to come in as well. Just absolutely suffocated Patrick from doing anything, and Poppy was only good for one there. Once again, this time around, really quick on the move. It seems
ये कॉल आईजीएल की सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट
they've done this time and time again, where they've committed on the opposite side. Yeah, most of their stacks haven't been that successful, but when they come on the retake from these stacks, they actually deal a lot of damage. So I'm excited to see what they've got in store here.
I think for Udotan, he's very,
यार
very
इसने
aware
सारे
there's gonna be
retake
one
करे हैं
player
अभी
sort
तक
of
जी
lurking toward this mid area
वाले
here. Not too sure if the timing is right. Both of them not looking toward the mid area as
पर
well.
उसमें नियॉन
So
था
lurks will be denied. There we go, Udotan moves out the way. Oh my god! How do you do that? On top of that, an upgrade as well with a gun. Now on the side already here, Famous. Gonna play a little bit more back. Fortunately, will go down here. Anti-Slasher and DOS9 gonna find one each. Anti-Slasher, he puts the damage. More done already.
Nice.
Boom Esport completely annihilate despite the heroics from
7-7.
Urutan at mid.
Yeah. Well, they still will get away with most of their weaponry, so that's going to be good for Boom Esports. They're not going to lose out on too much, and now they've, equaled up the rounds as well. 7-7, and Global Esports have their first buy round. What a shot from Muratan here. Amazing stuff.
Disgusting.
But yeah, insane. But now we're going to focus upon what's going to be happening in this round. We've got an Odin in place, and Crystal, he's not afraid to fire that weapon for days on end to keep control of this B side. He's going to push up Patrick as well.
Oh, that's massive! Yo,
come back.
friendship. On top of that, wall bangs through.
Bye.
It's Berserks to come up on top here. DOS9, Hoppy, sharp as ever. Answers back with a
Spike
smoke.
down A.
Oh,
Almost gonna
one
catch up.
left.
This round has been incredibly fast. Now Berserk's left all to his lonesome here. Yokam, eyes on him. Knows he's there. Walks straight into his crosshair. Now they're up to 8. You know, I'm kind of surprised at how close this game is, Universe.
मेरे को जी के दो टीम के साथ मैच देख मतलब which match is interested see
if you could notice the fact that they've got 3 on B with a spike with another
one
person on
is
A.
Sentinels,
They're waiting for the contact on B so that they can push up
second
on A and give them
is
more pressure.
G.
That's exactly what Global Esports do as well on their attacking side. They go
These
to triple
two teams
to give off a
versus
big sounding
Global Esports.
attack on one side of the map and then push and pull on the other side to kind of make them feel uncomfortable.
It's
But
gonna be
Global Esports knows that
crazy.
perfectly. Reddit went on their own aggressive push, knowing that they've got multiple people who can frag out and just put the pressure back on Boom Esports. Once again, to try that, they're going towards the side. Unaton's been pushed off his mark. He goes down to 56, but does have the Regent shield. So he's got 25 HP more on that shield back on him, and Yokam finds a completely outward Berserks trying to destroy a camera.
Legit जो भी ना make sure like and sub
I'm loving this dynamic they have, you know? When one of them peeks out, the other just waits behind. A Famous inside already. That paranoia does give dividends, but there's 3! They're waiting for him. Crystal has not put down that gun for quite some time. The Odin. They get the plant. All 4 over in heaven. Quick knife, some fragment as well to buy some time. Yoka forced back here. Takes quite a lot of damage as Shiro puts in the pain from hell. Not done quite yet here. DOS9 is playing a very dangerous angle here. We have a lot of utility come through here. DOS9 to fall. At least gets one to his name. But from main as well, Anti-Slash has marked that area. The flash is so good right now. And Boom Esports, they are here to play.
Well, that is a round from Boom Esports that they desperately needed. Had lost a couple of players in,
पर ये कैसे मरा मुझे जेट ये समझ नहीं आया
on the behind of that flash, thinking he could get away with at least one there, but found nothing. But in the end, it had to be Slasher and Shiro to clutch out the round. The backbones of Boom Esports are currently holding strong, keeping it level-headed, 8-8, and Boom Esports now looking for an aggressive A hit, it seems. Smoke goes out towards mid. The knife's going to come in early as well. One-way smoke to prevent them for the moment. Once again, Patrick pushes up towards B. He's alone there, but the cage is going to prevent him from
यार
getting any
केज की
more
आवाज
information.
चली
Gives
गई
out a bit
पागल
of
है
pressure, saying, yeah, we're here, we're present. Fires a couple of stray bullets. But A main is going to be where Boom Esports' all attention is not going to dive for it.
Deploying drone.
Drone comes out here. Hunter's Fury as well. Crystal quick to answer. Look at the amount of damage he's put in one of the players for Boom Esports there.
मैं लो हुआ है
Rendered quite
प्लान
low
डिनाई
already.
करने के
This
लिए रख
one-way
लेते हैं
smoke.
अच्छा वो है ना कि
Gonna try and wait it out, and as soon as the smoke falls, they have a flash, and there's another wall to deal with as well. Boom Esports. That A side is almost like a safe. Incredibly hard to break into. But all eyes are to mid area here. Hirokam. I suspect there's gonna be one player playing to it. Here it might be Berserks. That cage has been letting him sort of like roam around that area
Due
without
to
being
his split
seen.
man.
But Kelly S here just gonna be quickly throwing some utility out, but Famous is gonna quickly find his head and see Slasher as well. Crystal try to get some headshots through the smokes, couple of pot shots, nothing more. Yokam's timing could be massive, but it's Berserks. I'm not sure how he got the timing right.
He got
Not
it
done quite yet.
absolutely perfect.
One enemy
Listen
remaining.
here, Berserk's playing so carefully. Crystal fighting me. Crystal, what is that? 3 already. The 2 more to worry about.
One enemy
On the
remaining.
top side of the area,
Oh,
he's
he got
gotten
the
4.
fourth.
But
Why
Anti-Slasher,
Crystal?
Boom Esports, the power of friendship, a bit high. But Crystal, what on earth happened there? Just look at this.
Man, okay, I'm gonna enjoy watching this again. The 1, the 2,
my
the 3,
God.
a nightmarish 4th, and a 5th that just could not be attained, and that's gonna call
That
in a
timeout is-
timeout from Juvenile.
Yeah. They really needed that timeout. I mean, despite the
good.
heroics from Crystal, right? It felt like everything was falling apart here. It felt like, you know, the Boom Esports. I mean, again, when we talk about the beginning of the game, Boom Esports have always been a team that kind of warms out a bit later, right? They take maybe 5v5, 6 rounds, but once they're hot, and we're starting to see that. And Boom East and Global Esports are starting to struggle.
There is one thing that, you know, is pretty evident about this Global Esports comp. Of course, they have no flashes, right? So on the flip side of it, they
Jovina, make sure
on
like
that
this
deadlock
stream.
utility to hold off these angles as much as they can, because the flash coming in means that the team's gonna rush in instantly. So the grenade that they've got to make the player sit down holds them off. The stuns hold them off, and that's exactly why Kelly S, the minute he threw that, the flash came in his face, the paranoia, he threw the grenade to cover off A main to stop from anybody coming in, and then went back towards short because he knew the split's coming in, and he's got a stun there, ready to take on that fight if it comes to. Unfortunately for him, he couldn't win that fight. Famazine got him just a second before he was dazed off, and that's what's given Boom Esports the advantage. So Global Esports need to be a little bit more careful about these aggressive angles that they play, because Juvenile had mentioned it multiple times that he does not believe in retakes as much, because his squad is playing an agent comp that depends solely and a lot more on the fact that they just hold the sides down. They don't let the opponents come anywhere close, because retake, they don't have that much utility in terms of how they can come back into a site.
Yeah, that's the Cypher lock. Now coming in here, Kelly S gonna go aggressive here. 1 headshot is all he needs. Plays perfectly with the recon dart. 2 already to their names. Aggressive all around. Famous from mid. Gets up with so much space here, but it's gonna be Famous to put in the numbers. 2 to his name already. An updraft forward, finds no one, checking around. Now, Global Esports coming in through mid side. And see Slasher with that knife to delay. The door will be closed here. And playing a retake is not going to be easy, especially with that weaponry. But still, not impossible. Famous. 1 peek is all he needs here. Kelly S moves out the way. On the side already, the window broken means that sound cues they can work with, but Udotan will be completely obliterated. A recon up forward here, Crystal. Guardian in hand.
We
But
get
for Boom
Crystal,
Esports, they're okay to
boom.
give up that space on Heaven. In fact, Famous will go for a double dip. Waiting up top here, that'll be 2.
Hey,
But he's good for
hey.
1. Can go for more. Crystal putting up numbers. Heavy hitter, last round. Insane shots, insane plays, but time this time not on his side. And DOS
Yeah,
it.
ये
Let me
वाला
just
spam
quickly
सीखना
end the
है.
game for you. And they hit a 10 for Boom Esports.
Yeah, Boom Esports playing really well in these last couple of rounds. The set plays have been amazing. The flash, executes have been on point. The split timings and everybody just kind of the way they're, positioning themselves for these fights has been immaculately good. And I really feel like Global Esports are feeling the pressure in the sense that they are not able to hold off these angles that they previously did against Rare Atom. Because Boom are finding the openings on places where Global Esports thought that these flashes would not affect them as much. But that paranoia from DOS9 has been absolutely paramount to their success so far. At least the last 4 rounds out of the 6 have been because DOS9 has gotten that beautiful flash that's given every single time his team the opportunity to kind of just flush you to the side really quickly.
Boom Esports. All eyes on B main here. I think they're super aware that there's gonna be Yokam, or at least one member of Global Esports playing a little bit more aggressively. Peaked, they go down. Berserks will be the first victim. Now for Boom Esports, have Famous also with an
Let's
up
go,
in
let's
hand,
go.
but it's Yokum to come up on top here. He went for double dips and still wanted it. Come on, hello?
That's what he does, it seems. DOS9 has taken the opportunity of that little discouragement of his team to move in towards A, and that's the rest of his team coming in as well from short. Shiro's been spotted, and so has another. There goes the Paranoia, and he's tagged him up as well. And it's all up to Crystal and Yuta to save this site.
Nice one.
Here that he sprays is
Nice
so
one.
good. Unotan playing
Nice
off
one.
of each other is just massive here. Having your teammate become a distraction while you just slowly make your way onto site. Poppy is just so on point with what we can expect in terms of teamwork, in terms of how to play together with your friends here. Global Esports this time seem to have it down pat.
Yeah, of course, once again, the fact that they, took out the operator in this round suggested a great, clearance towards that B site. And no utility committed by Boom, by the way, to actually get information. They just dry swung that, B main side. And of course, the op, why wouldn't he come back for a second after a successful first? It is Patrick. He's really antsy, and he does love his aggressive peaks, but it seems like Boom are doing something similar once again.
This is a very, very quick take. Hunter's Fury as well used. A Poppy from the depths of hell to find one. But Kelly's as well. But DOS9, he does DOS9 things with that Sheriff. Two to his name. Unotan from Heaven's side as well. We'll try to wallbang. DOS9 can't win it in the end. Shiro to find one.
What the F, bro?
What were those shots?
अभी तेरी आईडी से खेलूंगा शारी भाई इसके बाद.
To save the round, and they hit a 10. Global Esports, they're here to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
भाई
A little
जेट
bit
ने
of
क्या
a
मारा?
contingency plan here. What's put into play is the fact that, Patrick had to come in and take out the knives and just go for a hero play here. But I feel like the one and only problem that Global Esports has was a little bit of miscommunication on site, the players who were there. Poppy and Kelly kind of in different positions. Where exactly he's been found. The recon got him out as well. And then they just couldn't support each other. They had to fight their own battles. And that threw them off guard. And that's why they had to rely on Yokum to come out. And now, Boom Esports have let Global Esports coming a little too close. 10 and 10. It's up to who wins this one particular round, because it could settle the game right here.
आईडी अपन हो गई अब. क्या शारी भाई समझा नहीं मैं.
Did commit a couple of flashes. Smoke's gonna go in deep, and it seems that the game plan's changed. Crystal gonna spot out 2, actually 3. He heard 3 bullets being fired, and that's a lot of information for Global Esports, as they actually right now have a stack on that A side. And look at the utility surrounding Patrick on that B side.
अपनी हो गई कर दी फुल पेमेंट क्या शारी?
Kelly, yes, position himself in a little bit more aggressive area. There's so much utility pushed out, broken already. Time dwindling down here. Boom Esports needs to make a pick onto a side and fast.
30 seconds left.
Revealing area.
And there they attack.
Here we go. Already on the side, Famous for one, Shiro for one more. A perfect execute to come forward as well. And Crystal, as well as the rest of Global Esports, not able to handle how overwhelming the firepower is.
बाकी दे दिए.
All alone here. His position will be noted with that trip as well. He breaks it. They're going for a hunt here. Only an up in hand. His location has been revealed as well. Has to move out the way. That camera has been a thorn in his side. And he's getting crunched from 2 different angles. Goes for 1, but here comes Famous as he gets 3.
तो अभी मैं खेल सकता हूँ ना उस आईडी से, या फिर उस अपनी मेन वाली की तरह ये भी नहीं देगा मुझे अब.
I could have expected, all of us were probably expecting them to hold on to this, but they tumbled across like bowling pins here. It was absolute chaos, because the way Boom Esports is committed members on the back of one singular flash, and of course that Hunter's Fury, Famous Zine did all the work once again. He was in first, he was in taking
Chat, make sure like and subscribe.
And Poppy did deploy the gravity well to stop that push from A main, but unfortunately for him, most of the attack came in from short. Kelly S wasn't prepared for it. He thought that A main's gonna be the point of contact, and exactly why Global Esports just kind of crumbled down from that A short attack.
Look at that. And so much information.
Woman get trade.
Welcome from the Spurs will be punished at least, but that's enough info.
Nice one.
Enough util out as well as Kelly S to just completely
थोड़े टाइम में मैं भी खेलूंगा.
to smithereens.
थोड़े टाइम बाद फिर मैं तेरी से खेले करूंगा क्योंकि मेरे को मेरी आईडी पसंद नहीं है शहरी.
The rest of Global Esports positions themselves in the area here. Shiro, not too sure if he's seen
तो
the
अभी तो
front
मैं
yet,
खेल सकता हूँ ना.
but they're still trying to all eyes on Mick
चार
here.
पाँच
Euro
दिन.
give away their
1
position.
HP. अरे
Dwindles down to HP, but Global Esports
अरे
firepower overwhelming with the amount
12
of
10 हो
guns
गया यार.
pointed toward Poppy.
I feel like Global Esports could have been a little more patient and let Boom Esports escape
यार
away.
3v4 हो गया था.
Because you've got 3 weapons down in the middle there, and you've got 3 players who are playing on pistols. So you could have actually given them a little bit of space, let Boom Esports take that A site, cross over from mid, go towards short, and then pick up those weapons and follow them. Have a
अभी तो
better
मैं कर
fighting
सकता हूँ ना
chance
उससे
with these
शहरी.
weapons. You had everything in your hand, but Global Esports, they decided for a team fight. It's not a bad decision. It was just a decision that had a disadvantage to them in terms of firepower, and they bear the brunt of it. They're now against match point.
Boom Esports trying to quickly
I think so. First round is gone for Boom, but G is known for as their comebacks. So let's see what happened.
They're more focused on making
बोल
sure
रहा है
that the
शहरी
site
ना
does
बोल
not
रहा
get
है.
Yes, less aggressive position, but that's the key here. Less aggressive, but kind of putting down a util on contact. They do break that wall. Now for GE, they position themselves all the way into Boathouse back of sight. Puts in a bit of chip damage, but not enough to knock someone down. A lot of pressure inside of Smoke's famous. Quickly finds Finn.
Bye,
Finds
DDD
one.
क्या मार
And
के
Dog
गए.
with that shorty to put in the damage. 3 on 5. A tall mountain to climb for Global Esports. But not down and out quite yet. DOS9 positions himself a bit of an off angle here. Udotan keeping quite safe. Force out the way. You do have
Nice
the
one.
Cosmic Divide as well. Yoka, what a swing and a peek as well onto Famous. Just threw in those smokes.
Okay.
DOS9 making a damage. Poppy to find one as well. His teammates close. But time not on their side here. They need to make this quick and fast. Finds one in the corner. The crossfires are huge.
13-10.
Boom Esports are the one to take the first map. Ascent goes to them.
Boom Esports get one. भाई VCD team versus VCD team है.
They're changing up their plan in the
अरे शहरी ये बताना
final
थोड़े
round
टाइम
where
बाद
they
कब
knew that
मतलब.
they needed to kind of throw Global Esports off their mark. Even though they did make an adjustment, they kind of read into it. Kelly did realize that the B hit is going to be coming in. Unfortunately, his utility was just not on the right level to kind of hold them off. Global Esports' whole plan surrounding this roster is that they don't let them take site. They don't play on retakes. They do not let them take site. But the one and only issue that they probably did not read into is how powerful those paranoias are going to be from the Omen. Because honestly, that 21 assist number that DOS9 is currently sitting pretty with, I think out of that, at least 15 are just because of paranoia pushes off and kills. It is absolutely incredible how impactful that Omen was in this game because he did everything for his team to set them up in the right places. One paranoia was all they needed to kind of establish how far they can get into a side on attack. And even on defense, when they were trying to, take control of certain positions on the retakes, he was doing the job for them. I'm going to give credit to even Berserks because he was doing quite a bit of the heavy lifting as well. You can see that the team in the first half was kind of trailing. They were not able to pick up as much of the pace as they would have wanted to. But across that second half, like you said, Boom, they're kind of a second half esports team. They, we usually try to warm up towards the second half, right? So they play for the late game and they win in the late game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Boom Esports. They take some time to warm up. They take some time to just really ease themselves into the game. And once they are, it's almost incredible watching them play. They have a lot of firepower. They're actually fighting fire with fire, understanding how aggressive Global Esports could be, even on the defensive side. And they're understanding how exactly they want to approach taking up that space on the second half. I think that coming into this one, it's been really good looking at them. But in this particular situation, Global Esports were just not able to really understand or just deal with how overwhelmingly strong the firepower was coming in from Boom Esports as well. So kudos to them. But otherwise, it's a pretty close game if you ask me.
I mean, towards the tail end of this game, the tangent kind of skewed towards Boom Esports for a particular reason, right? If you notice in the first few rounds of the second half, Boom Esports, yeah, they won the first two. But then, Global Esports started going in the front foot themselves. They start doing what they do on attack. They take microsectors into their hands. They push up B main, they take control as a trio or as a duo, and they put the pressure on Boom, right? And they also did that when they needed a round in desperation, where Yokam was handed the operator, and he got 2 on that round, right? Really important positions that they put their duelist in, or they put a triple stack in, where they go and take control. But in the last 3, maybe 4 rounds where they lost out of the game, you saw they were stacking A, did not go for control, playing on site, letting Boom Esports come to them, kind of, skewing away from how they usually play their game. So there's these small little intricacies where Kelly S might have made the call to, okay, you know what, guys, let them come to site. But the problem with playing on site is the fact that paranoia is absolutely killing you. You are getting absolutely crippled because 2 of your players are not able to support you, and you're losing out on map control on the microsectors that you need to always keep in your hand. For example, the biggest, I think, the part on that A side, Generator. Every single time, Gen was in control of Boom Esports. The paranoia comes through. How are you going to stop it? How are you going to fight it? You're going to have a paranoia come in, you go behind Gen, Famazine dashes in, and you got 3 players swinging from A main. You can't do anything about that. You need to have a contingency plan to stop that paranoia from coming in. And how are you going to do that? By going aggressive, baiting it out early on, finding what Boom's game plan is.
Yeah,
Because that they were doing really well in the first half, baiting Boom's utility. But towards the end, again, Global Esports went 1 step behind from their usual game plan and let Boom take control of the game.
Yeah, I think even on situations where, it's a they have for GE, even when it's against one player just trying to save that up, they're making sure that they have all grounds covered, just making sure that they have a crossfire set up, making sure that they're coming in from 2 different areas, not allowing themselves to be isolated. We saw that in the beginning, but it was just off that one timeout, we see everything is completely changed the way the Boom Esports plays, which is why I agree with you. They are second half esports at one point, but once they are, if there is one word I would have said over and over again about Boom Esports, going against them is like going against a rampaging bull. They just completely rush at you out of nowhere from downtown, and you would not have expected it. And this happened so many times to Global Esports. They were okay with playing on site. They were okay with playing, together in one little corner. But again, it's just maybe that one paranoia, that one fragment. And then suddenly you see a crunch from 2 different places. Famous coming in from the other side of Gen, and you have his teammate coming in from the other. And it's so scary how they approach these things, because you cannot fight back. You cannot expect trade potential from your teammates.
Absolutely. That little GE style of play, it's kind of phasing in and out. So they're, trying to settle into it as much as they can. Of course, it's a new team, so you would expect them to take a little bit of time. But the thing is that they're showing flashes of it in some rounds, having like maybe 3-4 rounds where it goes that certain way, and then they kind of, fall back. I understand you have, of course, you can't play every single round as, the way that you played the previous one. You cannot keep doing that. But it's the style that's been helping you, and Kelly S has, a lot of good calling so far in the games that he's played. But I want to hear from Juvie what exactly happened. How exactly did the game plan change in those last couple of rounds? Why was Global Esports playing a lot more passive? Juvie, please explain to us what exactly happened. You're muted again.
We can't hear Juvenile
It's not
again.
me. It's not me.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, you're right.
It's not me. I promise. It's not. I swear, it's not me. All right.
Okay, so let's talk about game number 1.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Just pressure gets to you at the end. You start making individual mistakes. Start playing a little too individualistic. The word I couldn't say earlier. And yeah, I mean that happens. We definitely threw a round. We got ecoed one round, and that's sort of recent. Like on attack, we were up 5-0, right, or whatever it was, and then we
Yeah.
got ecoed, or
Yeah.
5-1, and we got ecoed. Once you get the eco point, you give them some momentum. Then they have a little bit of momentum. Our money drops a little bit, and that's what happened on the attack side. And then on defense, they just kept rushing A. We couldn't do anything about it. Partially that's my fault. I should have called a better adjustment on defense because I think now I sort of know what we should have done. But yeah, I mean, we're learning. We're all learning. Everybody's learning.
Okay, so can you share with me something? Now you've seen how overwhelming the firepower coming through from, from Boom Esports has been. Now you are running a Cypher Lock, right? For Cypher Lock, what is the biggest? Why did you go with Cypher Lock exactly for this map, and why not the usual standard? What's the idea behind it?
This comp has been doing really well for us. I've ran this comp last season with Lev. This comp beats meta comp most of the time. We just played it badly. That's it.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't say it's badly. You guys did have an idea in mind how exactly to play it, but give me some pros and cons here. I mean, you did say just now it did beat some comps last year, and I think you're excited to see this comp adapted everywhere. Now, you wanna expect a better, like I would say, a defensive side, right? But how would you exactly approach your attacking side here with this comp?
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, this comp is actually attack sided, more than defensive sided. Pretty consistently, you can get like 8, 9 rounds on attack pretty easy. And defense sometimes struggles depending on what the other team does. Obviously, these guys just kept rushing A. It felt like the majority of the time. We just didn't adapt quick enough to that. But yeah, I mean, the attack just you just deny information across the map. They don't have much information. They have to peek with their bodies. You walk contact and you win. That's pretty much how it goes.
Jimmy, you did have a pretty good game plan the first couple of rounds on defense, right? The team was being a little more proactive. You guys, sent out that, that double push that you get, the triple as well towards B main mostly, where you find, control of that sector. You kind of, make Boom Esports feel uncomfortable. But towards the tail end of the game, the team started playing a lot more on site. They were playing a lot more defensive. They let Boom Esports take control of the main regions of both sides. What exactly happened? Was it a calling thing from Kelly S, or did you give any instructions for them to start playing a little more passive during the time? What happened in the last couple of rounds?
No, I mean, like I said, just pressure, man. Just pressure gets to you sometimes. It's something that we got to work on. That's one of the reasons for these show matches is for us to get used to, quote unquote pressure and playing under these pressure situations. The big thing is, yeah, like they just kept executing A, man. We could have done a little bit more proactiveness in the mid. Could have pushed down mid, could have killed the Cypher from mid pretty easily instead of always doing the B main stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few
I
things
think
probably we could have done differently, but we'll watch this
Morton.
spot back and
First
we'll
time
make those
Harbor,
adjustments.
25 and 15.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the second map here coming
yes,
up. Do you have any expectations on what to expect and what you want to do here?
Yeah, I mean, what we did last time we played Split, obviously last time we played Split was a lot cleaner than the first time we played Split. I think if we play how we're supposed to, we do what we're supposed to, like we should win, right? Boom is obviously a good team. They obviously have great players, but so do we.
All right, Juvie, you've got one more game coming up. Split, they do play a pretty interesting comp there as well. They play in with the Sky, which of course is a little, kind of a sort back to the old-fashioned way. And they play a single duelist race. How are you looking to?
Oh, now he got muted.
Yeah, everyone's just getting muted here. Oh no! Looks like the juvenile.
So the counter
to universe.
The counter is yeah, I mean they have Viper, they have Cypher. The idea here is basically bully the Cypher, counter the Viper. That's pretty much what you do on this. Deny mid as much as you can. Don't let them just walk up mid for free. Make them use util to take the space, and then makes your defense a little easier.
Can you hear me now?
I mean,
yes, sir.
coming. Oh, there we go. He's back. All right, universe.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened. All right, okay. Let's move on, shall we? Let's move on. Jivy, you've got an important game to get to. We're gonna keep you all here for too long. Have fun, and hopefully we'll see G winning and see you on map number 3.
Yeah,
Good
winning is fun, so we're gonna
luck.
win this one. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
He's funny. He's funny. He's got jokes.
Yeah, he's got jokes, but that was actually serious. Winning is fun. He's being serious there. Because winning, of course, is fun, and I'm pretty sure that we're gonna see Global Esports take on Split in just about a split second. But for now, we're just gonna wait for the teams to get ready up as they will be heading into the server. Global Esports have an interesting comp on this one as well. They play the Sova, they play the Neon, and they do not play anything close to what you see in the usual meta comp on Split. So I'm excited to see what exactly is going to be the game plan from Boom Esports here to kind of counter that, because they're pretty quick. They're not afraid to take, map control in their hands, and they're really good at stopping when needed to bleed out their own information across the map when on attack. We've seen that on the previous map. This time they need to do it a little bit more cleanly. That's it. And it is, of course, another map where Boom Esports rely a lot on their initiation ability and Famazine to jump in behind that. So let's see how he's going to be playing up in this game, and how impactful, once again, is DOS9 going to be for this team. First game, he was amazing. Outstanding stuff. The utility usage from this man so far showing to be on par with the rest of Tier 1. Can he continue that in map 2 is my big question. And on the side note, I'm genuinely really ecstatic and happy to see this guy playing this well on the Tier 1 scene.
Yeah, I mean, technically Tier 1 hasn't started yet. They're still a ways away, but looking at them adjusting coming into, this tournament is really exciting if you think about it. I mean, I think just now that
Chat
was
जो
a bit of
बनाए
a
make sure
mention,
like
right,
and
coming in
subscribe.
from
भाई बहुत मजा आ रहा है आज.
Juvenile, about what
VCT team
the
versus
pressure
VCT
is,
team.
you
Add
know,
one
for
team.
these players. I mean,
Ooh.
for most of the Tier 2 players, I mean, playing a LAN is not really something that they do.
Match
every
1
week
hard
that they
luck
do
for
in
G,
Tier 1, right?
but
So that is an adjustment in
G
itself,
comeback
and
के लिए
it's
जाना
honestly
जाता है.
understandable. So why they would face a bit more pressure coming into this year. I mean, it's their first time together, playing as a team, trying to adjust off each other. As far as I heard, it's not really that long ago that Global Esports has been put together as well. And I think that having this sort of broadcast as well for, just show off this show match sort of helps in a way. The idea that people are watching, how many thousands of people are watching in terms of the performance as well, just keeping that good headspace is just very, very important. Now, let's talk a little bit about a Split coming up. I think they just played yesterday, I believe, against RA. And I believe it was quite a I would say it's very one-sided. It was a 13-5 coming through here. And the fact that, for this team, running that neon yesterday from Patrick, who I think it's very, very important to talk about, because how strong this neon is right now is something that they have really been leaning into, and I'm glad that they're actually embracing that. Now, the last time that Boom Esports played this, I believe it was with a Jet. And I think we've seen what they can do with the Jet, right? I mean, how they approach this game. Not Jet, sorry, it was Raze.
It was a Raze. It was a Raze. Yeah, it was the exact same comp.
Yeah, it was Raze. Yeah, exact same comp. But last time they played this during Predator League, it was Lilo playing the Raze, not Famous.
Yeah, they have changed things up here, and you've got Famazine back, of course, playing it, and he's gonna be he's very comfortable. He loves his duelist, and he's a really experienced one as well. And Patrick, on the other hand, now needs to showcase what he's got once again. He's been amazing on Split. That Neon has been a lot more than effective for Global Esports. But I expect these players now to adjust to that Neon, Boom Esports. They're going to adjust to that Neon, I think, pretty well. I think this is going to be a tough fight for Global Esports, given that, again, it's a double controller comp on both sides. Yes, the Astra provides a lot more variability in the way that you can control a side, but once again, is that Omen paranoia that could throw things in the mix. And of course, you've got the Sky Flashes, which are also a menace in the right hands. And NC Slasher has been doing a good job with the initiation.
Having for Boom Esports, we talked about home turf buff, but right now we should talk about the Gary buff. Always the loudest person in the room, but Global Esports, aggressive as ever, denies Garage from Boom Esports entirely. And Boom Esports, they're forced to move out the way here. But leaving Shiro, will they check him is the question. They do, but Shiro wins it too with just a classic before finally Crystal shuts him down.
Yeah, reaction instantaneous from Boom Esports here to take the plan straight towards spawn. And they're going to start pushing up. A lot of map control. I'm not sure if Yudotan and Poppy might expect this.
Up here, playing very close. Right click to the face. Poppy answers. But still, going to be hard for him as two of them already in CT. Now, Crystal coming in from main. The recon to come forward. Knows no one is close. But Heaven's side he has to watch. Ali's side he has to watch. No idea where to look, where to go. As soon as he taps that bomb, they're just gonna triple peek him. It's not gonna be easy. What we can do here is maybe go for exit frags. Try to put in a bit more damage. But Boom Esports, all eyes onto the other area as well. As soon as he peeks, he might go down here.
One enemy
Good for
remaining.
one, good for two. But in the end of the day, can't do more than that.
Yeah, he drops all the players, that's all he gets, but Global Esports start seemed to be good. Dropping 2 players there to the Viper was a big no-no. Instantly, they got disconnected. Boom Esports, once they realized that 3 players have pushed up B main, it means that the B site's empty. Crystal would have nowhere near time to readjust into the site as quickly as he would have hoped for, and that's exactly where the plant went down towards spawn. Pushed up, take an extra bit of control. That's exactly what Rare Adam were not doing yesterday, and now we're doing pretty well on day 2. You know, it's these SEA teams that have control. They instantly understand what part of the map to attack, where to take control, and how to put pressure on the opponent's side when they, you know, cut off an entire part of the map by themselves.
No way. GE goes mid, no one here, and it's just a free B take for Boom Esports. Yeah, Berserk's just sort of trying to see. They could crunch him 2 different areas. Can buy some time. Backstab will be so good right now. There's a paranoia already. Unfortunately, Berserk's, his timing was just not there. Enough to put in a bit of damage, but I can't do more than that. Runs out the way here. Util all around. They fall!
Yeah, of course, why
One
not?
by one to his guy before finally Poppy shuts him down. Gets a bit of an upgrade
Cosmetic
here.
stun.
Oh my god, he just waited so sharp in the end of that dash too. Now, they have to go for a take here. And Boom Esports once again positions themselves all the way up there in CT. They can't get out to the side here, but as soon as they peek out, it's gonna be 3 members just pointing guns straight at them. They're understanding that time's not on their side here. I'm guessing they're trying to go for exit frags and just go down to a spike, and that's exactly what they're gonna do.
Yeah, once again, the cosmetic stun strikes. How he gets away with 2 there, I have no clue. 1 was acceptable, the second, absolutely not. Really, really good stuff from Berserks here to get away with that. I mean, fair enough, the second one was low, so I'm gonna give it to him, but it was through the body of a third, actually. And now Global Esports, on their full buy round, are gonna set up pretty heavy towards that A site. Got the Cypher that Udaton's going to be playing on A. And they're actually going for a bit of a mid push here, it seems. Crystal and Kelly to maybe just hold on a little bit of an aggressive position as Boom Esports now hold for any sort of Global Esports mechanisms in terms of map control. Nothing of that sort just yet. They're going to hold back and let Boom do their thing. But Boom themselves are just waiting to see where the information leaks. Trailblazer towards mid instantly triggers off a bit of retaliation from the defense, but still a stalemate as Poppy is probably going to be the first point of contact in terms of a fight.
It's in a bit of pressure, but keeps quiet here. Poppy gonna buy some time. Kelly S plays perfectly with the utility. Famous answers here for top side. Kelly S plays beautifully with his teammates. Boom Esports, they're not done. Here comes Patrick. Oh!
Hi.
Some movement, dude. Wow.
Yeah, he loves this map, you know. It's been pretty evident for the last 2 days as well. He just absolutely loves Split. He's just got some sort of a, you know, confidence booster on this map. Global Esports, good hold off in the end there. Did lose a bunch of players, but of course it was Patrick to the rescue who just slides in like a hero and then slides out like one as two. A little bit of, you know, deficit in terms of weaponry, a Guardian, a Judge, a bunch of regenerative shields here. But Boom Esports looking pretty healthy to move further on in this. This is that camera Berserks, and that's going to be out for another 15 seconds. And Boom,
minus
hold on for some time to get a little bit extra pieces of the map.
Already have a bit of idea, semblance of idea that there's going to be at least one person up onto heaven. Now Crystal, eyes onto mid side. I don't think they saw the player inside of sewers. Now coming up forward here, Boom Esports just gonna slowly but quietly make their way onto the site here. Quick jump.
Oh, what?
You'll come! What is that shot? 2 to the face already! And he wants more, can't. Famous is just gonna quickly knock him down. He's gonna be making his way onto heaven side as well. Breaks the cam, breaks the recon as well here. Kelly S quietly gonna find his way onto window side. Famous to fall. Shiro's timing unfortunately got not good enough.
Last
Still,
player
here,
standing.
3 members all around. Udotan finally gets his first pick off of the day.
30 seconds left.
Someone hits his A side here. Gonna clear that corner with the utility. A jump shot forward. 1, 2, 3. Hold on together here. Shiro trying his best to dwindle down the numbers of Global Esports, and it's hard. 1 on 4. Such a tall order to ask for. He's just gonna move out of the way. Just most likely gonna go for a save
10
here.
seconds left.
Yeah, good decision from Shiro to just hold on because he is on 47 HP. He could have lost his life there if he had taken one more extra step towards the left side. Udatan was ready to take him down, but he's going to be getting away with a Phantom and this little clip here from Patrick. Absolutely great. Honestly, after the disgustingness that he pulled off, he kind of deserved a bullet to the face from Famousin. But
Yeah.
hey, it is what it is. He's loving that Neon. He's already got the ultimate online, and Crystal's got it too. And that's a dangerous combo, by the way, because they kind of pair it really often. You know, letting Patrick be the Chaos Master behind the Hunter's Fury when Boom Esports are kind of just jumping around. It works really well for them. At least 75% of the time, they've got a great amount of chemistry to execute that. But Boom Esports right now, looking to find some success on mid. Nade's going in deep. They've gotten early control so far. They pushed Kelly off his mark, and they're going to take in towards Wen. So mid is completely forgiven to Boom here, as now they have to decide where does this attack split into. Because they've got the Viper on B main, and he's going to have to wait till that tripwire is broken, because it's going to be very powerful for Shiro there to try and gain control on Udatan, because he's got eyes everywhere at the moment.
Flash on the site already. That recon, sorry, excuse me, that wire will give Kelly as the first pick off here. A lot of pressure onto Heaven side here. Crystal, unfortunately, will be caught off guard. Still, Udotan on site itself. You have Patrick Hu as well, just playing the Kingmaker here, putting in the damage, gatekeeping the site. Already here, all alone as Patrick Hu. He's making a bomb, and you can tell he's having the time of his life on his Neon.
Don't get stabbed. Bad way to go.
Patrick, yes, that's who he is right now. He's got multiple personalities. Patrick Hu, Patrick What, Patrick Y. You know, as I've been told by Juvenile, he's got multiple personas. This is Patrick, yes. Go, Patrick, go. Patrick, keep doing whatever you're doing. Patrick, do not stop. Any more phrases, go for it. But right now, it seems like he's going to be doing that, what I just said. Patrick, do not stop. As he's going to be facing off Boom head on towards his A main side. And I'm not sure he's ready for it. Now he gets back.
A lot of util just to break that execute there. Well played by Global Esports. Boom Esports forced back here. Some peeks from Shiro over at mid as well. So immediately gonna smoke off Vent's area. Waiting for the right time to drop that paranoia as well. Elias still puts in a bit more pressure toward aiming. But Famous has already found himself all the way up onto Heaven. Pre-fires for the box. He even moves up with the paranoia, but Global Esports has done a good job of playing a little bit more back. They didn't want to take this first initial contact fight, instead forcing Boom Esports to fight them.
Yeah. Crystal's just going to clear out that close ramp region, but Boom Esports heard that, so now they're going to start walking in. Kelly, he's having a constant jiggle of that little cavity towards A, but the minute he spots one, it's going to turn into a rampage. And they've been doing it time and time again. That tripwire is going to catch when I play. Sure, it doesn't. He gets away with it, but the Hunter's Fury comes out, and now it's on to...
No way.
Crystal gets one, and now the retake is on to a global.
Gonna get that plant though, but that was extremely chaotic. Scrappy even. But still, GE, lots to do here to do for that retake there. Moves quickly into the side as well. Famous forced off. We already have the overdrive online as well. Patrick Hu putting in the sprays, the damage. Shiro positions himself all the way back. It's just so overwhelming when an entirety of Global Esports play together. Hard to let that shot.
Nice one, G. Nice one.
Him down.
Let's go, guys.
Global Esports gonna get another point to their name. Is looking so good right now.
Yep. Once again, it is going to be Patrick to enter into the side, create the space needed. The minute you hear that phrase from the Neon when the ult is deployed, you have to be scared. You have to be wondering, oh god, where is this guy going to come from? He's going to strike lightning. And even though he was in such a small crunch of that elbow, he was just moving left, right, in that just tiny micro movements to make sure that the Sky NC Slasher does not land a single bullet on him. And then he runs around the side, finishing off the rest as well. The plant, unfortunately, not made for heaven. Boom got uncomfortable there, holding on to the site, and that ended up being a great global esports round once again. Now, the
इसी
setup,
बात
of
पर
course,
लाइक
is
हो
going to
जाए.
be
Let's
looking
go.
to change, I think. Boom Esports have called in a timeout here, and I believe that Six Fingers is going to probably note down, the fact that B has actually not been that heavily guarded so far. Mid has been successful for them. They need to try and hold on to that region as much as possible, and they right now need to find some more picks before they actually enter into a site.
Uni, what do you think so far? What's happening?
I think Boom Esports need to be a little bit more aggressive towards mid. I just mentioned, if they're able to take mid control convincingly, then I think they're gonna have a lot of better, avenues to exploit. I feel like they should be able to split better onto the sites that they want to go towards, because the A site mostly has just been from that main region, and they're not able to exploit it the way that they want to by going in just from one straight line. So that's what I think.
Come on, this push is just so aggressive. Look at these two teams just completely push up forward. It's like watching two Rhinos just completely go at it. Famous for one already. That stinger in hand has done a lot of damage. Now Udotan, he wants to fight. He pushes through those smokes. The cage, excuse me. But Famous, with a showstopper in hand here, Udotan's timing is just so good. I'm not sure how he survived that actually.
What the fuck?
But Slasher finally knocks him down.
हेलो सिद्धार्थ भाई, क्या हाल है?
Poppy here.
दोनों क्लच कर सकते हैं.
Forced to buy some time as well. His teammate not close enough. The crossfire set up by Boom Esports is huge. A smoke as well. Very, very hard to try and cross this and try and break this defense. Crystal at least finds one here, but Poppy, he pushes out. Famous is there to answer.
अरे यार.
But they completely crunch him as well with Berserks as well.
Yeah, pretty solid round from Boom Esports, and that timeout worked to perfection. They understood how exactly this time to take control of that A site and deny Global Esports any sort of, entry into the site. They made them feel uncomfortable. Global Esports were going on the aggressive foot. They didn't want them to let them, go for the plant at all. But Boom seemed to be ready for it. Held off the flood pretty easily, almost, because they had
देखो description में link होगा, देखना.
In the end, it was them to win that round 4-3. And here comes a Viper's Pit to set off that mid into just their hands. That green pit is not going to deny Boom Esports any sort of information and control, which means they're going to have to now focus on the extremities, because flushing Kelly out of that is going to be a nightmare, given that there's a tripwire there to support him as well. And Shiro, once again, up to his no goodness towards that B main side, and he's actually managed to crawl in. Nope, he's going to go back.
No, I think it's just more of just trying to get an idea of what to expect here. There's a lot of question marks for Boom Esports there. No clue how this has been set up. Udotan, he's playing very aggressively inside of the smoke, swinging in the corner. We also have Astro Smoke as well in that corner as well. And Udotan completely takes advantage but cannot survive longer than that. Unfortunately for Patrick, he will be flashed, but he's not done quite yet. Famous nearly goes down. But from the one end here, there's Crystal. Shock darts forward, not enough to put into damage, not enough to take down the members of Boom Esports. They get the plant once again. 2-4 retake. Not gonna be the easiest for Global Esports, and they know it. Once again, it's called safe for Global Esports. They're not even gonna try and challenge this.
Yeah, once again, it is going to be a solid beat take from Boom Esports. They had such great pathing, and they made sure that they made Global Esports feel the pressure in the way that they want to, because they're not able to actually hold on these sites. Global Esports, their proactiveness has kind of been now matched up by Boom. They're being able to give them the exact
Insta command देके देखना एक बार सिद्धार्थ भाई.
side. So it's kind of like tit for tat right now, and they need to probably find, a bit of a difference in this game right now, because Boom are going to continue to play in this style until it is broken by Global. So I feel like a timeout might be necessary in probably, if not this, then maybe the next. Oh, never mind. As I said, it comes up.
Dang. it's just honestly so interesting to see both these teams go around, right? It's like on one end. I mean, again, I think it comes back to a Ascent game when you mentioned Universe about how both these teams play so similarly, and I completely agree with you. I'm seeing that mirror mindset come through. It just honestly, this is the peak Apex style gameplay here. You've seen the firepower coming through from Indonesian teams. The same could be said about Filipinos as well.
सिद्धार्थ भाई एक्सिस लाइव सर्च करना, चैनल वाले ही लोगो है,
Leaned into that.
ज़्यादा फॉलोअर नहीं है.
On both fonts here. Push pull, yeah, but at the same time, some moments we can see GE.
ना मिले तो बताना, वरना मेरे को स्क्रीन शिफ्ट करके सर्च करना पड़ेगा. तो पता नहीं सर्च हिस्ट्री में क्या क्या होगा, कुछ दिख गया तो बीटी हो जाएगी. सिद्धार्थ भाई, कैन यू प्लीज, चैनल वाला ही लोगो है.
To play these aggressive style plays on their own. That's what's so terrifying about them compared to GE, who relies a lot more on being able to trade.
Oh boy. This time I'd better give them a little bit of clarity as to how they want to move further.
Yeah, Jovina, make sure like the stream.
Global Esports need to once again.
और मैं अभी 5 बजे जो स्ट्रीम करूँगा इस वॉच पार्टी के बाद गेम प्ले की, उस पर मैं उसका यूज़ करूँगा. कुछ उसकी मैं स्ट्रीम करूँगा, टेंशन ना लो, वो यूज़ करूँगा हैशटैग फिर मैं.
There's no operator either so far from Patrick, which they have tried before, but it seems like this time around they're gonna wait. The bullets have expired, and here he goes. Famousin did get caught off guard.
अरे यार ये.
He's not able to capitalize off that trip. Kelly S is here at very least. Timing is huge. No, it's anti-slasher that comes out on top. Yokam gonna quickly find the one lurker to a mid-side area here. Berserk's done and dealt with here. Still, they have to deal with so much here. They have the pit to deal with as well. Moves up forward, slide as well, used already. Poppy will slowly make his way into the smokes. He capitalizes timing. Huge to find NC Slasher, but that's not the target he wants to look forward here. Bit more pressure in here.
Poppy, nice one.
Well, Poppy.
Nice one.
Needs to come up forward one by one. The
Aye, let's go.
Esports falls like dominoes. Despite the advantage of sight, despite the advantage of that pit, somehow Global Esports managed to pull through.
Yeah, the biggest problem here for Boom was the fact that nobody really played outside of the pit. Everybody just kind of committed to allowing Global Esports to surround them across every single angle. Patrick.
England versus Goldie today in sunny London. Now that's pinpoint precision. Looks like a change of bat for Kohli.
Yeah, Jovina, I like karo.
And the game's still on, folks.
Drone towards mid, but he's got no information. He's not spotted anybody. So he's unaware of the fact that somebody could have been crawled in from whence.
ये ट्विटर का मुझे अच्छा लगता है ऐड आने के बाद भी.
Side already, Berserk's quick to react off that, but so does Yokam. Here to go, and he sprays and moves out the way, but it's gonna be Dothside and denies him more damage. Smoke's done already, and Udotan from the side itself, playing so carefully with his cage on the side itself. These are kill trips set up already here. A lot of smokes to work with, a lot of cover as well. But Boom Esports, they're patient. Smoke with windows here. A flash as well. Snake bite. Will they actually check him?
Nice one, Udotan. Nice one.
Perfectly with his utility. The entire defense A side is his domain. No one.
आगे सिद्धार्थ भाई, आगे कमेंटेड.
His position's been noted already by the
भेजो आप.
the cam broken. They know he's on ramps. Udotan, he's not done. Bloodthirsty as ever here. No idea that Famous has moved forward here. They push and he falls. And Famous happy with that one pickoff he got as he runs away. Tail between his legs. Trying to bring a gun to another round here. And now Global Esports extend the lead.
Yeah, they need as many rounds as they possibly can get. You know, 8-4 would be an amazing scenario, all things considered, because of course they are playing on the defensive split, which is considered
कोई भी one tap
side of this map. but in the past, Global Esports have also shown that their attack is just as good, and it's going to be difficult for them to this time maneuver against a team like Boom on Split, because they're a lot more well-versed to play on this map. Seems like there is a pause at the moment, and Crystal is just gonna probably take a small little bathroom break, and Esports too at the middle of it will just make sure that all their players are feeling, light and good.
Yeah. Here's a little fun fact about the GE house. Back near their water, there's a tiny little note that reminds them what they need to do. I don't remember what it says, but it's like the rules slash what's the word? It's the rules slash the idea or the vision of Boom Esports. No, sorry, of Global Esports. So I was telling Rohit the last time I visited, like every time they go there, they have to be reminded of the integrity of being a pro player.
That's really nice. Wait, you said this is near the water dispenser, right?
Yeah, it's right above the water dispenser.
Okay, it would be really weird if this was in the toilet, Like, imagine you're going to pee, and then when you close the door, right in front it's written, remember what you have
Can't
to do.
message you?
And then he's
Can't
sitting there,
message
"No,
me,
I
wait,
know,
wait.
I'm just doing it right now.
I mean, the
let me
only reason
pee."
why I remembered that is because, it's because I think it was what Crystal went to go
Comment
get
आया
water,
रुक
and I'm wondering when he reads that,
आपका
will that
बस
empower him?
comment
Will that
आया
change the mindset or anything like that? Imagine, right?
Wait
Kind
a
of like an
second.
anime moment when he's like, "Father, I remember now." I'm sorry, I've been watching a lot of anime recently.
I'm so sorry. I just got another one.
देखो मैंने आपको फेलो बैक की रिक्वेस्ट करी है.
If you want to be a pro player, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me very carefully. Yeah? If you want to be a pro player and you want to get in the mentality of getting a pro player, you need to
Follow
be
back
on
की
your
request
toes
करी
all
है.
the time, correct?
Now you can
You
me.
need to be great at everything you do. So when you feel like you've got to put every aspect of your life into that mentality monster kind of a mood, all you need to do is take a sheet of paper and just write, "Do it better," and paste it across every room of your house. Even when you go for a bathroom break, you read it, "Do it better." And then you even do that better.
Okay, in contrast, right? You look at Boom Esports. You have the founder slash owner himself. I think regardless of what esports title, he's always flying out to watch his team play. And right now, Showmatch, he's right there behind his players.
अरे follow request accept करो.
Can that be? Now I don't know if you know, Universe.
Accept कर लिया आपने.
He's one of the loudest cheerleaders around.
देखो मैंने message करा है.
He's also the cheerleader for the team. Like whenever he's yelling, everyone stares at him.
Message करा check करो.
Nice. That's very interesting. I like hearing that. Of course, we always need loud cheerleaders, and it's become loud cheerleaders.
Old technique woman why?
That's a loud opening from Boom Esports. Look how aggressive they are. Quickly taking up space, completely just smothering the site. They can't do anything, Global. Lost 2 players already. Famous eats a bit of damage from that shock dart. Gets a pop-up as well. He does have the new Regen shield as well. Shiro here playing this corner. His location has been revealed. He's stuck here. Can't do anything. He has to try to isolate these fights here. Hard to move. A flash as well.
अरे यार
Kelly
team clash
quickly
करा.
gets the job done. Still another 3 members to deal with. Kelly, yes, he puts in the damage. 2-on-2, equalizing numbers. Poppy from the other end, from screens. Nova piles forward, sharp to the head. One more to worry about. Famous, a sneeze is enough to take him down. 3 HP, but Kelly, yes, brings in the pain. And they get the round. Global Esports. Split looks to be one of their stronger maps, at least for today.
Yeah, I thought initially this is gonna fall apart.
Chat को chat करेगा तो wait करना.
Boom Esports turned up the pace really fast on that A side right after the pause. But once again, the safety net of Kelly S comes in, getting that double kill on towards main was so important. And then, of course, it was Poppy who delivered the killing blow almost to famously to deny him any sort of clutch potential. There, he was 1 HP basically, and that was a brilliant retake from Global Esports. 7-4, and winning this last round too will just be cherry on top of the cake for them, because this half started off a little bit shaky, but to finish it this strong would give them so much confidence. Boom, once again, outside that B main, Poppy's here this time, and he's got himself a little concealed, throwing down another star just to make sure that nobody's gonna come up close and he can isolate these fights. But after throwing down that Viper smoke orb, they're just gonna go back here. The spike currently still in towards mid, so Boom Esports still debating about where exactly this
Yeah,
is
जब
gonna
इन्हें
go.
make sure like
I'm
this
not sure
stream.
what the idea is. They do have information now thanks to the Trailblazer. It's gonna go up towards the heaven, instantly destroyed, and here goes the showstopper.
Here comes already on the other side of sight. Now famous recon already shows his location as well. Yes from here, but here comes Patrick Q here. A slide to the forward here. Shiro shuts him down at the very least. But his teammates are still on site, still putting in damage to any of the members of Boom Esports trying to get onto the site. But NC Slasher, the rest, they're thinking about pivoting here. Going toward A site. But they have to worry about the Cypher, the trips, the setups as well. Shiro gonna find his counterpart. But Berserk's here is holding. He didn't shoot. Timing. He's on his side here. Crystal wins it in the end. Berserk's punished. And so does NC Slasher. Leaving Shiro on his own. Sure, the spike shouldn't be an issue. Getting on there is going to be the problem, as he is not only showed his location away, but also with Udotan and his teammates on heaven. My god, Global Esports, they are completely smothering the members of Boom Esports.
Yep, it's total domination so far. They've kind of adjusted behind which part of the maps to actually keep control of. And Global Esports realize, as long as they've got mid and these extremities where they can split from in their hands, Boom Esports are going to find a lot of trouble to get into these sites with the amount of, control that they need. They've let the sites be a little bit more empty. They played one player there, yes, but most of the control has been towards that mid region. The attention that Global Esports have constantly been given has given them 4 rounds in a row on defense to put it up to 8-4, giving them the best scenario possible.
This time around, Global Esports, all eyes onto B main here.
Scout destroyed.
Immediately spotted out by that Trailblazer, but it doesn't really deter Patrick Hu at all. Straight to the backside already. His teammates, unfortunately, not able to follow through quite yet. They know already here. And just shoots them in the face one by one. Berserks to get one, but immediately trades back. Global Esports. Incredible firepower. Shiro against a 3. He could try and isolate. But GE, they look like they have protocols. Look at that. 2 playing from main, 1 toward the other back of sight. As soon as he crosses, a high-low setup and a crossfire as well. It's not easy. But still, Shiro gonna try a quick peek. And there you have it. Global Esports gonna quickly take this round and bring it to a 9.
Yeah, solid start here. Absolute burst down. The flood was insane. They just plagued Boom Esports as if they had no time to actually adjust. The players who were playing on Heaven got 1 second to kind of jump down into hell to support the players on site. But DOS9 just not ready for that outswing and wide. And the rest of GE let the wall drop down, fight together the minute, the Patrick had control of backside. And just really good stuff, where to peek, when to peek. On point. But we've seen them get eco'd before, and I don't hope to see it now. Good initial contact onto B main to deny Boom Esports any sort of information. But the smoke comes in retaliation from DOS9, and that's going to just slow down Global Esports for a bit. Yuratan back to his usual nuisance of keeping that A main in control by himself, as Patrick currently has been left to just stand in mid and hope for the fact that Boom Esports pushes up and gives Global Esports a free pickoff, but not going to be the case at the moment.
Shots about here.
Oh, they're down, yaar. Chi.
Capitalizes playing with his teammates over on ramps now. Quickly changes there, gets a bit of an upgrade as well, because his smoke's already set down on
Yeah,
TV
जब इन्हें
as
make
well.
sure like
Since
the
Slasher's
stream.
timing might be good here if he's lucky. Spots out that drone, tries to break it, so his
तो
presence
down
has
हो
been
गया
noted
ना
there
तो
on
एक ही
mid
info तो
area.
गई.
thinks twice about trying to go up there. But the rotations are already coming through here from the members of Boom Esports. Full control of Heaven already. No idea what's behind those screens. It's two. Kellyas only goes in hand here.
Phantom
Famous
down.
with the Bucky. Of course it's gonna be the
30
Bucky.
seconds left.
Two
Poppy.
to his name. Poppy's timing could be huge. Good for one already. DOS9 knocked down. Crystal gonna go up those ropes there. Bringing attention onto Heaven's side. But here's Poppy on the other end. Playing perfectly behind the pillar. There's still Shiro to worry about. 13 seconds to go.
Poppy got an
Shouldn't
ace.
be a
Poppy
problem
got an
getting
ace.
the spike onto the site, but Shiro only has a shorty in hand. Tries to put the damage in.
Let's go.
Can't do more than that. And
Let's go,
here's
Chad.
the first ace of the day, Poppy! What a statement play!
Let's go, boy. Poppy got an
it came on the
ace.
back of a little bit of scrappiness from Global Esports. They didn't expect that
Samjha.
Bucky up close and personal. He swung out there and got two Famazine in the end. Got a little scary. And Poppy really lucky to readjust because why? Famazine took out his knife right before he saw his teammate fall down. And that's exactly why Poppy survived there. Otherwise, Crystal would have been in a 1v2. Global Esports genuinely lucky to win that round after what just happened. They shouldn't have, but they did thanks to Poppy being a little bit aware of positions and just a touch of luck coming his way. So they need to be careful about how they approach this because
Poppy Chuno,
this is
what
not the
about
first
her?
time Global Esports have had, scrappy anti-eco rounds. They're good on the pistols themselves too, but they cannot get, they cannot get to a position where they lose players in multiple numbers like this, like they just did in the previous one. 3 they lost, dropped a bunch of weapons, and now they're gonna have to reinvest, as you can see.
Yeah, completely agree with you. Coming into this one, I think it's so interesting that you mentioned that as well, right? It's just a matter of like this individual brilliance that's coming in through the team as well. But at the same time, as you said, Universe, I don't think, getting picked off that early very, very soon is the way here for GE. But it is something that they want to try and fix eventually.
What
Sure,
the
contact
heck,
once
by
again, pretty
double-
similar, and they've got 3 players here, but what they don't expect is up and down system. Smoke comes off.
Oh my god, it's a bloodbath on B
Do it,
main! Patrick, who still very much healthy and alive, peeks forward, smokes off Heaven. Now he lies in wait. Poppy's here as well
Taking
already.
that back.
They have the Cypher just roaming on toward mid area here, Udotan. His timing could be massive. Bashiro is making sure that he could cross safely with the orb. Pokes up his head here and sees Slasher. Gonna be happy that he's able to just move out the way safely. Enough info as well.
Gotta go. Spike drop.
And the plant's gonna come down, and that's gonna be no problem. They've heard the tap in, and
Spike
Udotan's
planted.
kind of repositioned as well. He's gone in towards B main. Throws in the trap wire for the flank just in case. Spawn's been cleared out from NT Slasher, and now Boom have plenty of information that this has to be either pillar, backside, or B main.
Free fire from Udotan. Flash just to confirm everything here. And oh my
2v2,
god!
1v2.
What on earth was that? Bashiro gonna quickly capitalize here. Poppy forced to hold on his own, but NC Slasher is there.
10-5.
Not too sure what the idea was between Patrick Who, but oh, that's just so unfortunate. He got a bit too aggressive there.
Boom Esports did a really good job of clearing out initial angles towards mid and CT to make sure that nobody actually was there in these positions. And Global Esports are rescinded. They kind of should have taken the aggressive control to maybe fight Boom Esports on these cavities, but they just chose to play towards back of side, pillar, and B main. Play on the back of double swings, but unfortunately for them, they just couldn't adjust their aim to the right position at the right time. That's going to lead Boom Esports to their 5th round. 10-5, still, of course, Global Esports double the lead away from where Boom currently sit upon. They've got the Cosmic Divide as well, and mid seems to be a point of contention for GE. Shiro, the only one here, puts up his Viper to protect him and make sure that he can clear his close angles.
There.
Smoke from DOS9 follows as Global Esports now maybe look to reconvene with
Scout destroyed.
Udotan and might go for an A split, it seems like.
Oh man, that does not bode well. Udotan caught with his pants down here. But look at where the concentration of Global Esports players are. Straight onto heaven. Berserks is ready for him.
Yeah, Joe, make sure like
Fortunately,
and
Poppy was there. Quick swing and a pop is just all he needs here. Moving and weaving on the side itself through the smokes, and GE putting that pressure onto the smokes as well. A good read forward. There is the pain shells just to deny the plants, but it doesn't stop it. Not enough at the very least. Positions all around here, all the way on the back of side pillar, B main as well. Quick TP from DOS9. Gonna catch someone off guard? No. It's Kelly S that comes up on top here. Good protocols from GE. Crossfires, layers in fact. It is so hard to break this defense. Boom Esports gonna raise up their hands and concede defeat as Kelly S at least gonna find Famous as he leaves the site itself. And for Boom Esports, left in a position where they're just scratching their heads. No clue how to deal with this. They don't check it. By the end of the day, it's gonna be NC Slasher. Gonna find 2 pickoffs as a consolation prize. Getting away by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, I was a little concerned that
उदोत को हर बार डाउन कर रही है. मुझे अच्छा लगा कि वो लोग पुश करके उन्हें पता है कि साइफर हर बार आएगा अपने लर्क के लिए, इन्फो गैदर करने के लिए. तो ये चीज़ मुझे अच्छा लगा. ये मुझे पिछले 2-3 दिन से नहीं दिख रही थी. It's matter on VCT level teams और साथ में जा रहे हैं, उदोतान को क्लियर कर रहे हैं.
Now, I think there's a timeout here called in. I'm pretty sure. Yep, Six Fingers has called it in, and he's not happy with the way that these rounds have been trickling down for again for GE and against his team. But the biggest comforting factor right now for Boom Esports should be the fact that they can continuously catch Yuratan off guard on that A main position, because there's literally 90% of the times that he's alone there, and if they're able to cut him off once again, they should be able to play good retakes on that B side, considering that this time Berserks and DOS9 don't give up their life one by one.
You know, it's kind of giving that same energy from that first map, right? With Udotan playing on in front of B, and then he's getting punished over and over again there. It's giving the same thing, and I'm really wondering if there is going to be I don't know, a change or an adjustment on how exactly they approach how they play there. I mean, I'm seeing the positions there. He's still playing A main. He has his trips there, as you still there, but this time around it's Patrick Hu with him.
Yep, he's got support, and Poppy's gonna join them as well as he's running over there.
No, कह रहा हर बार push हो रहा है, wait कर.
I think the fact of the matter is Global Esports kind of ready to the fact that Boom might maybe try to catch the Cypher once again. So they've given up a little bit of backup, actually a whole lot of backup. Everybody's here.
Whole of the
Initial
backup.
piece of information thrown towards B main, and now this ultimate from Patrick could probably be.
देखो देखो देखो, उसने बोला है कि शो करो कि सिर्फ उदोत है. तो फिर भी ले गया. ओए 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 ओए. भाई नियॉन भाई तो अरे माफ कर दो.
Timing not on his side. Gonna try see if he can flank these players.
Back Kylie, nice one Kylie.
Timing was just so good for him. Dwindled down to only 22 HP. That is overwhelming for Boom Esports to deal with.
पता मेरे को ये चीज़ चैट बहुत बुरी लगती है कि when you are playing a sentinel, you are holding a one side और तुम एक साइड होल्ड करते हुए रह जाते हो और तुम्हारे 4 जने दूसरी साइड पे मर जाते हैं. It's a professional game, ठीक है. It's a professional game going on, ठीक है. इसकी बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, नॉर्मल कॉम्पी की बात कर रहा हूँ. तुम नॉर्मल मुंबई सर्वर कॉम्पी में हो, तुम सेंटिनल लिए हो, उसके बाद अरे भाई वो नहीं करेगा ऐसे. तुम कॉम्पी में हो और फिर तुम सेंटिनल लिए हो, एक साइड होल्ड कर रहे हो, 4 जने एक साइड पे हैं और 4 मर जाते हैं और फिर कॉल आती है, साइफर भाई रोटेट क्यों नहीं कर रहा तू हैं, अभी तक वहाँ क्या कर रहा है, 4 जने मर गए उस साइड पे. व्हाट द फक ब्रो, हाउ आई नो दैट.
Oh yeah, you know what, I thought the big guns were his thing. Maybe saw the damage he did on map 1, right?
Wait,
how exactly
what?
he approached this.
Wait,
what?
The big.
What?
Oh, you mean the Odin? I thought you were the. He takes up the operator. Like no.
This goes here.
No, the big guns.
I can already see the chat going up in the whole different colors of this iteration. Well,
My bad,
variations
G.
of what you just said.
Regardless, another set play there. Immediately shock dart to Snakebite, and immediately as well they have an orb onto heaven. So Boom Esports immediately call
समझ
red
गए
alert.
सिद्धार्थ भाई easy.
But it's gonna be mid area is where Global Esports gonna try and approach this take from.
Well, they've kind of stopped in their tracks now. Global Esports just gonna take their slow, sweet time to finish off this game. But Boom are keen on finding information. They're getting desperate to just kind of get some sort of control on this map. And that's already actually accessed them. The fact that the Seekers have been deployed. Global Esports hear that, and they're heading into the BA set already. Berserks is here, and he's gonna just have to play a little safe.
Overdrive already online again. Famous gets LES, but
भाई
they do
4
trade.
जनों में घुस गया.
Punish for taking up too much space there. Crystal. Location already been revealed, as so has the other members here. Poppy, whoa, through the smoke straight finds Dog's knife. As Urutan from a corner. Great protocols coming through here from GE. And
Nice
Slasher
one,
gonna
bro.
find one before Crystal
Nice one.
shuts him down. Global
Dad, जब
Esports
तक इंटरव्यू
showing
होता है
us
जब तक मैं काम
dominance
करके
on
आता हूँ.
Split.
एक काम करके आ रहा हूँ.
Man,
Incredible
that was
stuff.
Absolutely, indeed, it was incredible, and they've done really well to make sure that Boom feel the pressure on their own map pick. Ascent was a lot closer, but Split is a statement victory from them to pull their map right under their noses. And this is going to head us into Bind, which I'm really excited for now because this is going to be the first time we see Global Esports on Bind. And I'm just looking forward to what exactly is going to be their composition, what's the game plan, and everything that comes under the sky with that. But for now,
You know,
Boom
coming in.
Esports, yeah.
I was gonna say, I mean, you finish it 1st. Go ahead.
Now, I was going to say, Boom Esports, I think that a lot of their problems arose from the fact that the team fights that they were first initially taking in that first half was working really well for them. They were good with, forcing Global Esports to push out on a certain part of the map and then instantly kind of, do a ring around behind them and take the space under their own home turf. And then they play around that, and they were able to make sure that Global Esports felt the equilibrium of, if you take control of one part of our side, which we usually take, we're going to force you into uncomfortable positions from our end. But then Global Esports flipped the switch, and in the entire game, they've only given them, I think, one round after they put up, I think, 7, 8 in a row. I'm not sure how, and 9 in a row, actually.
Okay, I was gonna say, Uni, what was interesting for the fact of this match is like a complete mirror score from yesterday. 13-5 against RA, and 13-5 here today as well. And I think it's really amazing seeing how exactly they approach this map. I think Split is a very tricky map to play. There's a lot of heavy, I would say, control through it mid area here, and I think they played it to perfection, understanding how exactly to take this mid area. They're very patient in how they want to do things. And they are patient. They have players such as Patrick who just completely just W keys forward, takes up space. Yes, he falls, but his teammates are there for the quick trade as well. So it can be very overwhelming dealing with players who are playing, agents as quick as this Neon.
Absolutely. And I believe that they're going to be continuing that trend unless, of course, Patrick picks up the Raze on the next map. As of course, Bind is known for that Raze pick. But hey, we've seen these teams to pick up, seen this team particularly to pick up different comps. Who plays a Sova Neon on Split and plays it this well at that as well. So they've got their, a little bit of the tangent that they follow, and they love being that different team on every single map, even on the Ascent, right? But for now, there is a question on Boom's head. Are they going to swap players here? Is Lilo gonna come in? Because he did play the Bind really convincingly the last time in the previous tournament.
Oh yeah, he did.
Or is Famazine gonna continue with that race? Because Famazine didn't really have that great of a split right now.
I mean, to be fair, I believe that for Boom Esports, Lilo was only there as a stand-in for Predator League. I don't think he's part of the, of the initial roster here. So, he was there just to really kind of band-aid the situation for him. But regardless, they still played very well, going 13-10 against La Familia. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they were to play this same comp, because coming from what we've seen today, Lilo is just completely just filling in for Famous. So it's gonna be the same comp, I believe. At least I think so, because the last time they played was just so recent. It was like 9th November. So I'm not sure if they really had enough time to really truly change how they play. I would be surprised if they did though. But why break what's not broken? I mean, with Bind, we've seen Famous on the Bind. I mean, yeah, they do struggle on Bind, but at the same time, the amount of firepower Famous brings onto that map with the with the Rays is also something to behold as well. We've seen it already on how he plays it during Ascension. Regardless, guys, we're gonna go for a quick break. After this, we're gonna be seeing the third map between Boom Esports and Global Esports. Do not go anywhere, because this is not something that you want to miss.
That I'm back, sorry. Bye. स्क्रीन चल रही है. I guess they get big of 10. भाई 2 एस हो जाते हैं आज. एक उदोतान को हो जाता और एक पापी ने तो एस कर. Breaks, I guess. Yes.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Global Esports Face Off. And this is a very interesting one coming through here from these two Tier 1 teams before going in and showcasing what they've got in terms of roster, what they have in Pacific coming in the future. They are already showing it here. Both teams showing displays of excellence, and now we're seeing a 1-1.
Yeah, absolutely. We're heading into a third map of Bind, which is going to be really exciting because Global Esports have not played this so far, apart from Pearl as well. So I'm looking forward to what they can bring on the table here. Is it going to be single duelist once again, Neon? Are we going to see a Raze on play? Or are they going to throw in another new agent on this comp? I'm going to be asking a lot of questions during this game as well to see what exactly is going to be the game plan, how they're going to go in forward. But of course, we will be having the big man, the main man himself, telling us a little bit about what we can expect from this map. Juby's going to be coming on in just a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen. But Tash, Bind was just recently played for Boom Esports, and they played a pretty simple comp there once again. You know, they had the single duelist Raze, they had a Sky and Brim, Viper and Cypher. But what do you think Global Esports will play?
You know what? Let's ask the coach himself, Juvenile. He's here already. Now, coming into, I mean, when you talk about these things about Juvenile, right? I think that what's really impressive about him has been, like, I think his track record on Leviathan as well, and I'm glad to see him bring his expertise here to Global Esports themselves. Now, Juvenile, you had an incredible split. Can you walk me through what makes you guys so confident on that map?
Yeah, I mean they picked it, but yeah, just we've had really good practices on that map with that comp. It works really well for us. We have a pretty good understanding of how to be proactive, when to be proactive, and yeah, it's definitely something that I think we'll be good on that map to go forward.
Well, Bind has been a map that you've not played so far, but you've kind of not had a problem with it coming in the map veto as well. So what can we expect from Global Esports on Bind?
A cook, but let's see if it's burnt or it tastes good. I'm not sure yet. We'll see.
All right.
You know what? I like that answer. Okay, I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen VODs, right? I'm sure you guys are prepared for Boom Esports, especially since they have VODs very, very recently from Predator League Indonesia coming into that day. But granted, the fact it was played with Lilo instead of Famous, do you think it's going to be very different, the Boom Esports with Lilo and the Boom Esports with Famous?
No, it's they're very similar duelists. They play similarly. It's a pretty plug and play for them, I think, and that's why you see them bouncing back and forth a little bit. We've played against Famous and Lilo and Scrims both, so yeah, it should be good, man. Boom is they're playing the Gen G comp, right, with Cypher, so it should be interesting, and it's interesting to see how our comp's gonna do against it.
बड़ी बात थी मेरे कमेंट के बाद
Well, I'm excited to see what you guys have been coming up with. I'm not sure if it's the same thing that I remember what I saw earlier on, but if it is the same thing, I'm really, I'm gonna be grateful to see that. But yeah, I do want to ask you, Ascent, of course, was a map that you picked. You didn't go your way. Split, they picked it. You were a lot more dominant on it than they could have been. And now on Bind, do you feel like you're going to be running away with the momentum here? Or do you feel like because they had the chance to pick up Bind instead of Haven, do you feel like they've got an upper hand against you? Or are you going to continue with the same confidence as you did?
No, definitely confidence. That's sort of the point. You always want to play with confidence. You always want to play the more aggressive team. You always want to be the aggressor, not the one getting pushed on. So yeah, we'll still be playing with confidence. And I think if we can start out the map strong, win pistol, maybe win a bonus, then I think the momentum could be a thing for sure. So it's really going to come down to these first couple rounds, whether the momentum carries or whether it doesn't, right? So I guess we'll see.
Okay, so can you give me a number from 1 to 10 about how confident you are about winning Bind?
I'll give it a good 9. Fuck it, a good 9.
Okay, a 9. Okay, I like that.
I'm always confident though. I'm always confident though, you know.
All right, we love a confident man. Thank you so much, Juvenile, for that interview. Good luck for that next map, and I'm really excited to see what you can cook in that map as well. I mean, Universe, what do you think? I mean, before that, thank you so much, Juvenile.
Bye-bye, guys. GE winning.
GE winning. Love it. Okay, now coming into this one, Juvenile. he gave a
Mhm.
solid 9. And then just
Yeah.
now we talked to, we talked to someone and they said they have a
Mhm.
bad feeling about today. Do you believe the coach's intuition or do you believe the viewer's intuition?
I believe the coach right now, because we're heading into a map with a pretty interesting history for global esports, right? So, of course, we're gonna be expecting single. I was gonna say single controller. Damn. Okay, sorry for giving you trauma, guys. I hope we're gonna see double controller, if at all anything.
Okay.
Uh, no more single controller Viper. We're past. My God, look at DOS9. Damn, he looks so. Yo, he
I
looks
was gonna
scary, dude.
say, this is the coolest intro picture ever.
Yeah,
Do you
shout
remember
out
last
to
year's?
our global esports. The entire staff, man, the entire content team, the
So
graphic designers,
cool.
everybody. Amazing work.
I was gonna
And yes,
say, Uni.
it is. Wise
Oh.
is here. Let's go. I'm so excited. Let's go. The Wise play with a neon clove fade. Yes. Yes, this is what I was hoping for. Let's go.
You sound so happy.
I am. I love having to see Vise here.
I mean, we don't see Vice played enough, right? So I am completely with you here. I think Vice. Okay. Vice on bind. Break it down for me, Uni.
I really love Vise because the agent really allows you to control extremities really well, right? Because that wall that you've got is actually such a great piece of information, just a great piece of utility to not just isolate fights, but the fact that let's say you put it on B long, right? You're playing on defense, you put it on B long, you're gonna instantly have to, you don't need to worry about that because you put it deep. The range of you deploying that is there's quite a bit of distance. So if you deploy it deep, you don't even need to worry about it because you'll instantly know that there's some distance between the players of Boom Esports coming in close to you and where the wall currently was just triggered. So it's really great to control the extremities of both A and B, especially showers and B long. I'm just excited to see how Kelly's is going to put this into play and how it's going to work.
Well, we shall see. Ooh, gee. An aggressive stance here, Universe.
Yeah, they are playing an aggressive stance, but they've instantly gone back. They just took a bit of an extra step. And they're like, okay, you know what? Maybe you can just hold off for a second. Crystal does have a sheriff in his hand. Oh, and once crawled through. It might be not good for him because the stun's there.
Oh, that's perfect, actually. Crystal taking advantage of the distraction set up by his teammate here. Boom Esports, they're quick to answer back. But the crunch coming in from the member of Global Esports is incredible. Coming in from both showers and main as well. Look at this. All Patrick Hu did was just become that annoying fly that their crosshair has to deal with, leaving Crystal to pop heads in the back line.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was just ready for it. I did have a bit of a timing miss there. They're lucky to
But बहुत interesting. Hello, Tarang bhai,
really
also.
kind of just shoot their heads while they were standing on short. And now they've instantly changed up the setup. Kelly S has taken his entire cavalry to that A site, whereas Boom Esports, they're running onto B, Hookah, and all 5 of them are gonna burst into Crystal's face.
Crystal barely survives with his life, and the C's actually gets 3 as well. No follow-up, just enough to buy time. Oh no, Patrick Hu playing that corner to perfection, but Boom Esports, they still break onto the site. Aggressive as ever here. Only good for 1 though. There's Patrick Hu down. All eyes on site. Corners. Smoked off main
But
already
see what
here.
happened.
Now, it's just about waiting off that utility. DOS9 has 1 quarter watched, and Kelly S has to watch close, has to worry about container as well. But immediately, that haunt will be broken. Kelly S comes up to the side as well. Crystal wall bangs Berserks to death. But DOS9 with that classic, a right click straight to Kelly S's face. Now Poppy here on the top side, and Crystal is the one to get 2, 3 to his name.
Let's
but
go,
still a
boy.
costly round for Global Esports.
Yeah, once again, Global Esports just a little bit uncomfortable with these eco rounds, it seems. They're just not able to keep their own with multiple numbers standing. It is another scrappy win. It's something that they need to kind of fix. And I feel like with them expecting how this entire
Crystal
round,
6-0?
whatchamacallit, the entire scenario of them playing eco rounds goes, they need
Yeah.
to try and play a little bit more together
Leave
instead of
me
spread
with
out the way
Viper.
they did in the previous round.
Wow, Global Esports already just rushing up forward there. A lot of attention to the alt orbs actually. Just trying to deny that, and even then, Crystal has managed to get the Nightfall already.
Yeah. They do have the arc rose towards long if they want to fight it. I'm not sure if it's been spotted, but a great shot from Yudotan.
Let's go.
And they've instantly lost a player. Throws in the Razor Wine to keep things
5
close,
HP.
but Yudo's going for the fight.
Oh, that's special 5 HP timing. Unfortunately, NC Slasher was ready for him here. Kellyas, he's put in his thorns all the way onto long as well. Gonna open it, just to deny that space onto Boom Esports.
Kelly still jump peeking that. He's still got the arc rose to fight here, but it's gonna be spotted in a second because he's gone away from that angle. So the flash, I don't think is gonna help him too much because they are now too far up close to be
They're
affected
gonna
by
be
that.
TP, I
Smoke goes
guess.
down. Arc rose is gonna be affected. He will get information that there's players
30
here
seconds left.
as the rest of Boom actually run in towards the A side, and it's a teleporter play.
Crystal.
Crystal finds the first kill.
Here's Nightfall.
Where are
Set down already. Gonna tag 2 or 3 players. Not too sure. Haunt destroyed already. But it's still enough
Hunting
space
move.
for them to work together. It's gonna be DOS9 to fight Electric 2 in the end here. Putting the damage. Movement is just so good. Poppy straight finds
10
Shiro.
seconds left.
And now it's Kellyas against the wall.
अरे यार अल्ट भी करा था इन्वेस्ट.
Boom Esports, they get the round. 2 players still alive. That means 2 rifles to bring to the next round.
Yeah, good damage from Global Esports in this round. A bunch of ultimates committed, so Boom Esports can consider this a good victory, even though they survived by just 2 players. They, got Crystal's Nightfall up pretty early on, and they've built up to the Orbiter Strike for DOS9 as well. He just needs 1 more orb. But Yuratan, he himself too, by the way, who's had a role change again, he's playing on that Clove. He's allowed to play a lot more aggressive, and he loves that aggressive positions for himself because he was, of course, and has the blood of a duelist.
Buying space with that Arc Rose as well. He already had the Snake Bite as well. Kellyas gonna deploy those Thorns. Berserk's here, his positioning. He could go for 2 even. Nearly does. Patrick who finally gets knocked down as well. Berserk's very, very patient with these pickoffs, and the rest of Boom Esports quickly teleport to the A site.
He's up and close personal. He's gonna have the first contact here, but the problem is gonna be that shower region because Boom are gonna burst into it in any second. Shiro just holding on to see if Global Esports make any movements, and they're going to.
Oh, Poppy! It's gonna fall finally, but look at Boom Esports. The trades are just too good here. The same could be said about Global. Udotan went to his name already. Gets a refresher. Smokes.
Spike planted.
Deny him vision. Right click forward. Spots out that camera. Finally, gonna remove that dart. I think for him, he's gonna try and attempt going up here onto the site, but positions of Boom Esports is kind of hard to deal with. U-Haul's Heaven. Spot already. No one's actually peeking either. He's smoked out. He's gonna try to push through. I think at the end of the day, decides it's not worth it. And let's call a save here for now.
And
Yeah, good call to make the save as well. Didn't have to give up anything. He has an ultimate. He can use that weapon with for the next round and be kind of the hero player for the next. He's got good amount of shields as well. Doesn't even need to reinvest into shields. 32 is more than enough for him because he can drop to a teammate with the money that he's going to be able to, suffice for this round. Just want to have a look at the scoreboard as we will be able to see. Yep, there it is. And yeah, he's got money to probably drop in a Spectre if at all Global Esports decide to, force him to play a little bit more aggressive, to maybe give it a little bit of support system, but doesn't seem the case. One thing I think is going to work is probably getting Patrick that orb on towards showers. I think that's the game plan right now. That's why he's got a full shield. They're going to get him that win condition of the overdrive, and that's maybe what they're looking to play with this round.
Go.
Aggressive smokes as well, just to deny that B long area as well. But Udotan He's gonna be trying to go on an adventure here out onto sand. Gonna find nothing here. Berserks has been doing quite a good job of just staying hidden, being very patient to catch anyone in that mid rotation.
Esports heading back towards long. The Arcros is there to support them for a fight. Nate comes in. The flash is not going to attack anybody. And the fight goes to Yuratan. He's gone pretty low now. Might want to decide to switch up the weapon, but he still, of course, has the ultimate. Boom are playing this really smart. They don't want to give Yuratan anything. That's their whole point. They don't want to give Yuratan anything. They don't want to give Patrick anything because they know these ultimates could potentially make Boom lose the round. And now Poppy is very up and close personal in the smoke, and he's going to go straight down.
I'll find you.
The hunt up. Gonna quickly be destroyed as gonna be so many members inside of you. Oh my god! Crystal for one, Udotan already back in the game, not dead yet. Finds the corner here, gonna come back alive. Also just blind sprays into the smokes, but here comes the
अरे उसका ult क्यों नहीं लग रहा है यार?
by Shiro.
One more there, Shiro.
Weaving in and out of those smokes. Almost disgusting to see actually.
Inside.
Not sure they had noted the positioning of NC Slash here, playing together high low.
Let's go.
And it's perfectly played.
Crystal
Global.
MVP.
Gonna get one round ahead.
I
of Boom
Crystal जो
Esports.
खेल रहा है ना भाई
Yeah, the
बहुत
biggest issue
गजब.
here for Boom Esports was the fact that they just let Showers go for free, denying that control, knowing that Patrick could get this ultimate, even though he had no real value from it. He did enough to create the space for his team. He did enough for Yudotan to activate his not dead yet and make sure that his absolute chaos came into control with the rest of the team playing around him. Like I said, those two ultimates will be the win conditions for Global Esports in this round, and they played it perfectly. It doesn't matter how Patrick died or what Patrick did. It's about how Yudotan utilized the space that was created by the overdrive, and he did it really well.
Eyes onto Showers this time. And again, I'm liking this initiative by Global Esports to just really feed those orbs forward to the teammates just to really make these big punch ultimates happen. But this time around, Boom Esports is the one to completely take over Showers this early.
Launching smoke. Yeah, they should have done this the previous round, honestly, to deny any form of orb control. Realized his mistake and gotten the orb practically for free now. The entire cavalry right now on the A site. Patrick's been called to rotate over here. They've got the Razor Wines to clear off any close corners towards U-Haul and close A short site. But how are they going to take this control? Because that wall is still there.
Thorns, Orbital Strike, there's so much going on right now. Poppy from the smokes, but Boom Esports, yes, Famous, just completely pushing through and obliterating the defense. Instead of smokes, Kelly S. holding, gonna find one on benches. He's not done quite yet. Immediately rushes away, hides in the corner, but Famous is out for blood. Kelly S also falls to him. And from heaven, you have Crystal just trying to put in pressure. But they're doing a good job of staying alive here. Famous from triple, the rest falling down, and Crystal finally wall bangs him to death. Udotan finally reaching into the smokes itself, taking a lot of damage, and in fact, a shot to the face by Shiro. He's flashed already. Crystal inside, all alone here, swaps the gun. He's just spraying and praying here, but he's not getting any value from it. Time is clearly not on his side, and he eventually concedes.
Yeah, saving once again. Global Esports have to concede number 3 here. Could not get enough value. Famazine doing God's work over there with that ultimate, especially taking out Kelly S, because I think he was getting ready to deploy the Steel Garden. So
Devansh by G on top hai, but
right? And that ultimate came in.
I'm getting some feelings there are some point to work hard.
Could not deploy her ultimate. Otherwise, it would have been really difficult to fight in that Viper's Pit.
Honestly, it's just so surprising how they just really just walk through, take up that space. But this time around, it's Famous that is the one that's putting in the firepower, putting in that pressure, you know? The way he plays, the way aggressive. I mean, we talked a bit about Famous on this map right just now. But this time around, it's gonna be... What on earth is happening right now?
What the fuck, bro?
Straight to
What
their
the
spawn?
fuck?
Hello!
This neon is breaking
That happened. Yudotan's got
a
his
meta,
eye on
bro.
the remaining 3 players who are here. through hookah, so he's gotten control. He can call out to them that these guys could teleport away, but there's still one inside that elbow region. And Famazine, now he's completely disconnected from the entire map. He's gonna have a really long rotation here, covering every single angle, covering his tracks. But until that happens, Global Esports are gonna attack the A side with full force.
They can't plant default either. It's planted behind the truck. Famous spotted out by Poppy, but here comes the Steel Garden as well. Urotan shot to the head. Doesn't really matter whether or not they have the guns here. Yeah, Patrick Patrick Wu with 3 kills to his name already. Famous stuck onto heaven all alone. And Global Esports, they make this round a quick one.
Well, that was quite the round, man. How quickly they ran in through to their
No
spawn.
way.
One of them was stunned, and of course he jumps up and finds the other. Absolutely amazing stuff here. Patrick just making up for the 2 rounds that he tried to do some stuff on, and here it finally works. He's gonna be really happy with that.
Man, but you know who's having a great game right now? It's Crystal. He's just playing in
Absolutely.
the backside. Yeah, I mean, when you have players like Udotan, like Kelly S, like Patrick Hu, that's able to play in the front lines, giving you so much space, just do what you do best, just shoot. It's so good, honestly.
Oh, Crystal, first contact could come his way.
No more dreams.
Oh, massive.
Get one pick, nice one. Hello, Rakshit bhai, क्या हाल है?
Completely pop Berserk's head.
क्या
here.
जो भी make sure like the stream.
Pink shells to play backside. Just wall banging it. Crystal does take a bit of damage, but not enough to take him down. Patrick, who he's thinking about swinging here.
Nice
Nine
one.
downed, and so does NC Slasher. Famous.
भाई क्या spike उठाई, क्या spike उठाई, क्या दिमाग लगाया भाई उस बंदे ने, legend. Hats
Buy
off.
some time with the Roomba. Of course, the other members of Global Esports back, but might
Flawless,
potentially be a
flawless,
reach
flawless,
here.
flawless, flawless.
Yeah,
भाई देखो chat, दोनों BCT टीम है, ठीक है?
Oh, they took a bait.
दोनों BCT टीम है, दोनों international टीम है.
Go down there. He did good job of at least getting one, but Global Esports stabilize instantly and don't lose more than a single player. It was an eco, of course, for Boom Esports, so not too much lost here, but not too much gained either. Now,
Guys, new short
looking at
video live
Global
हो चुकी है,
Esports to
please
try
go and check it out.
maybe be their aggressive self once again. They can put the aggression into more play, pressure Boom Esports as much as they can, make them feel uncomfortable as they did. in the
रक्षित
first
भाई,
round.
किसी AI पे AI एप्लीकेशन पे जाओ, WhatsApp वाली AI पे जाओ या फिर किसी पे जाओ, उससे पूछो you know Axis Live.
They will have the Cypher swing by them as Boom right now looking to play a bit more default and wait for some information.
सोचे थे यार जी 2 मैच में खत्म कर देगी तो वॉच पार्टी बंद करके वो खेलूंगा कॉम पे, सेंसिटिविटी फाइंड कर लेंगे.
A lot of control onto B-Long as well. Still, look at how many are in showers.
I must wait a moment.
Oh, he's been spotted. They know his cam's here, so they know he's outside showers. But Boomer trying to set up a bit of informational dump towards that B site. They deployed a flash, and now that's gonna let Shiro maybe lurk in. Unfortunately for him, Kelly's got an absolute mammoth setup here. Triggers the wall, gets back. Razor Vines are gonna be activated, and that's actually a great bounce off of utility because now Kelly has to play on his aim. He's got nothing else to work with.
Pressure into the smokes as well. Shiro. Luckily, did not get tagged here, but Boom Esports waiting for the right time, just completely burst in the sights. But Global Esports, they're aware already. They've already sent 2 more rotating over. Majority players there. Kelly S putting in the hurt, the pain, and does take Famous in down. NC Slasher is still waiting, trying to make sure no one has completely breached inside of showers as well. Kelly S all the way from heaven. Now, chip damage all around here for both teams. But it's all about finding that right timing here, and immediately Berserk goes down. NC Slasher, what are these shots? DOS 9 as well. Unfortunately for Udotan, not dead yet. Doesn't really matter when you have someone like Berserk's holding on to the space of showers.
ये round कैसे?
Yeah, did really well with Berserks to make sure even if he got the second, push up, he peaked it confidently. He didn't give it up. A little bit of a miss here as to where exactly the plant was coming down from Global Esports, but NC Slasher's lurk on the inside that little Cypher cage was immense. 2 big kills and nobody was ready for it. They were checking U-Haul at the moment. They're expecting that somebody to actually crawl in from there. But the problem that arose was that Global Esports had actually put the Nightfall there and they got no information. So it's confusing to me why somebody would check that so late in the round, because they knew that the Nightfall went all the way towards A short.
Aggression all around here from A short. Taking down Crystal this early.
I know exactly where.
Both teams doing a good job of just keeping each other back here. Just a dump of utils all around. Neutral theft activated already. And Boom Esports make a beeline for B side. Excuse me. Smoke set up already here. Kelly S completely just running onto the area, just trying to meet his teammates. Playing these corners. Shiro just gonna play inside the smokes here. But Shiro gonna fight Urotan there. Does he know there's one more closer is the question there. Do buy some time with that Molly as well here. Shiro has not been moved. It's a Poppy. All he can do is just put in all that pressure inside of that area. Flash as well. Going to confirm the positions of Patrick Hu as well as his teammate. This Poppy is still being very patient, just waiting for the smokes to dissipate. All eyes onto the site already. Setups and crossfires all abound. Now you only have one more player here. Patrick Hu trying to slide forward. Survives. Just gonna try and see if he can get an exit frag. And then finally, the white flag goes up and they give her round
5.
Yeah, they have to just save these weapons and let Boom get away with the 5th. It's been going toe for toe so far. Boom are not giving up, any part of the shop just yet. Famazine's been doing really good work in some of these rounds, and then when he is not able to, players like NT Slasher and Berserk stand up, and they're doing, honestly, God's work to make sure that, Global Esports have a tough competition here, or have a tough time. The call's been made from Juvenile. He needs a little bit of time to talk to his team and to just give them a little bit of instruction as to what exactly, is the plan of action for the next 1, maybe 2 rounds, because they do have an ultimate on Patrick. That means he can kind of transfer his weapon over to another, and I'm kind of suspecting another aggressive round to come on the back of this Tash.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. I've just been looking at Gary. He's been scrolling through memes. I'm wondering what memes he's looking at. Hey, anyone want to guess?
Probably the latest patch note memes. I don't know, man. Somebody getting
latest patch note memes
honestly,
is crazy.
I'm gonna tell you. One thing I really have been enjoying is Muda. You know Muda, right?
Muda? Oh my god,
Yes.
I love Muda.
Yo, Muda, his impressions of the agents when they did the neon.
I mean, have you seen his neon impressions?
Yeah, it's amazing. Yo, I love Muda, dude. He's so funny.
He really is. If he had Muda memes, I wouldn't be surprised. Then you play a sad song in the back and it's just like, you know what? I feel you, Muda. I feel you, man.
Yeah. Well, for now, Boom Esports on the back of that timeout themselves have gotten themselves to that B-side, it seems.
इन्होंने मार्क भी कर दिया वहाँ पे बॉल लगी है
So
देख रहे हो चैट fast calling
Sheer is gonna keep them back for some time at least. They're gonna go for the trigger. A deep smoke once again. Nate to come on through and see Slasher. He's gonna flash on the back of that trigger. I feel they're gonna cross it all together. That's gonna be the plan. Is Global Esports ready for this?
Urotan had moved out the way. They thought he had flushed him out, but
Yeah,
he just
Juvenile,
walked
make sure
back
like and
inside. Now,
subscribe.
they would rush out, and that wall goes up, and immediately they put that the razor vines there. Trying to challenge. Torrents already up there. Arc Rose to help them down here. Urotan puts in the damage. Playing so well with Kelly S. But Shiro has already breached.
Viper got timing. Viper got timing.
I'm sure Shiro had actually saw the pixel moving away here, and he's gonna try and backstab. He might here. Spots nothing.
No, they know it.
Smokes
they know
up
it.
already.
30 seconds left.
Shiro's just waiting in the smokes. This off angle might give him value. 1, 2, 3, but is Urotan to win it in the end? Urotan Belong is his playground and we just live here, honestly. Berserk's all alone. 13 seconds to go. 1 on 4.
10
High-low
seconds left.
setups. Berserk is just gonna have to concede defeat. This how many rounds has Boom Esports forced to save already?
Boom, once again, in a bit of trouble on that B long side. Too much damage from the utility that was developed. And of course, it had to be Yudoton once again to try and save the day. Berserks, I feel like he could have been a lot more useful if he would have pushed in with Shiro through that smoke. Could have gone together, but they were pretty far apart from each other and had no time. Final round of the first half. A bunch of ultimates could develop here again. Testing it. Yudoton's got his not dead yet in a 1 orb. And so does, I believe, LES. But Boom have denied control of that orb, and Famousine's gonna himself as now he's got the showstopper.
Showstopper online, moving at the tail end of that Trailblazer as well. Udotan, a nice swing out, but Shiro quick to find one more to his name. But Udotan has not been moved yet, not dead yet. He's not done. He's still going for blood here, waiting patiently in the smokes. He's gonna set it up, but Shiro putting in that pressure finally finds him in the end. Steel Garden gonna cause the other members
Let's
of
go
Boom Esports to completely
3v2.
leave. As
Might they
DOS9
not
just
throw?
completely just
Oh, but we have the
broken
spike.
already,
Let's go.
wallbanged to death.
10-5.
Yeah, and he had the spike as well. The players who teleported away, they just did not have an idea, or maybe they just forgot that he had it. Now it's all the Berserk.
यार
my
recent
God,
bus
Berserks.
1-5 पे खत्म हुआ था.
Crystal here. I don't think
Pipe
they spotted
across.
him out quite yet here. Kellyas has not been moved here.
Let's go.
Good straight.
Kailis.
Last
अरे
man standing, Kellyas.
वो कहेगा क्रिस्टल
What?
एक क्रिस्टल
Oh, man.
क्रिस्टल क्या
I'm
देख रहा है भाई?
really impressed by the members of Global Esports' repositionings. Playing off that info so quickly.
भाई रेज ने
The
अल्ट
way
का
they played off each other, they're not
रेज
really
ने
double
स्टन
peeking
वाला
away, but
बंदा
you
हगा.
expect them to. It's big swings.
समझ रहे हो?
It's a reposition to main. You don't
सिर्फ
expect them
ये
to do it.
राउंड जी देखो अच्छा खेल रही है नो डाउट पर फेवर में किस वजह से गया कि रेज ने विफ करी 3 चीजें. 3 चीजें विफ करी रेज ने.
Understanding of how to rotate, where to rotate.
क्रिस्टल 14-4 है भाई. अरे भगवान क्रिस्टल भाई कितना दिल जीतेगा.
But he himself has not been able
I
to
think
frag out
Crystal
the
is
way he
very
wants to.
confident and
Whereas on the other end,
good on
Famousi,
initiators.
He too is having a bit of a slow game. Both Fuel is not up to their best selves just yet, but we've known Boom Esports to be their second half esports team. So don't count them out just yet. Okay, where the hell is this guy going?
All the way to the back to the spawn. Shiro punishes.
I knew क्या कर रहा था.
Majority of his life. Udotan.
Huh?
He did a double take. NC Slasher almost missed that. Wins it out in the end here. Forced out of his sight already. Pops that flash as well. Shiro with only 3 HP. Quickly just moved out the way as well. NC Slasher has to wait out that smoke. Global Esports, they have other things in mind. They've put themselves over in elbow. Trying to see if they can catch anyone in the midst of rotation. I think DOS9 suspects this. They got the flash already, the arc rose, they know he's inside there, but the members of Boom Esports just completely swarm Global Esports. And they get the round.
A really confusing strat here, in my opinion, from Global Esports. They sent Patrick all the way to their spawn, and I thought that, okay, maybe this is a trick to just make him go all the way there, somehow crawl his way through, and then they're gonna go B because he got in so far deep in enemy lines within just, 20 seconds? So instantly they twisted back their ways towards B. But the problem with that is, once they found Patrick, they realized that Global Esports are not gonna have to rotate into that B side, mostly from hookah, so they took control of B long. NC Slasher staying alive there was the biggest thing he could do. Pressure on Global Esports, funnel them into elbow, and that's all they needed to finish off the round.
He spotted out the arc rose and it just pushes Shiro away from his off angle. You see haunts, you see smokes. It's chaos here, you can't see anything. Boom Esports patient. Jump shot forward, Kellyas answers. And NC Slasher as well does find one to his name. You can see here the slide is good. But for DOS9, he's quick to answer. Global Esports effort playing this corner to perfection. Berserk finds one. Poppy with a classic. Gonna find two to his name. Leaving a Famous with only this outlaw to work with. There's gun upgrades too. Global Esports, they're not shy to take it. And Famous has positioned himself on the B site already. Anyone crosses, he's able to get shots upon shots. He has two to buy some time. Now the smoke has dissipated as well. 30 seconds to go.
One enemy remaining.
Spot. Wow! Oh my God! Famous! As expected! He puts in a damage with that outlaw, and Global Esports, they could not even retaliate.
That's kind of what I was expecting to happen as well. He had the outlaw, right? And he didn't fire any bullets. I'm pretty sure that in 2 quick successions, Famazine could just destroy them, and he did exactly that. Was confused for the first second as to where exactly they could come. Maybe to a repeat of the pistol round where they, cycle through elbow and go in towards the A side. But no, he's ready for it. And 2 amazing shots there. If he had missed one, I think it would have been Global Esports winning that round.
भाई कोई कॉम्प है क्या? Deep Beyond Cypher stack A.
Vines activated already.
They've taken to the B site. And Berserks is alone here, by the way. He's got to set up. Boom Esports pretty heavy on that A side. Committing to that.
अच्छा इको है ना इस वजह से.
And the orb being taken up by Crystal on B long.
Berserks भाई अच्छी टीम है. By the way आपको बता दूं दोनों VCT टीम है. दोनों अपने रीजन को इंटरनेशनली रिप्रेजेंट करती हैं.
All the way back towards B. He's got all 3 smokes left, and he's got so much help along with him. Those tripwires, I'm not sure they're going to be strong enough to stop this 5-man attack.
Gunshots all around, but it's just to really show presence, if anything. Majority of the members of Boom Esports are all the way onto A here. The tripwire does get triggered. Berserks reacts. Good to find Patrick who? He's just quickly going to reposition himself away. With that sound, the members of Boom Esports is going to quickly reposition themselves, rotating over. Berserks falls. Now Udotan, an aggressive stance here from the other side of smokes. A nice cross, a flash onto side as well, but look at that. Coming through here, Crystal sprays. Poppy good for one end, he's landed by Crystal. Kalias from one end. What a spray transfer!
भाई कालियस और क्रिस्टल दोनों क्या खेल रहे हैं? कालियस और क्रिस्टल क्या खेल रहे हैं भाई?
Initiation there once again from the IGO. Initially, 2 players got caught here from the tripwires, and I was like, okay then, maybe not the best of scenarios to be in, but then Kelly S jumps on top, takes things into his own hands, and finishes off the round. Realizes that they're just pistols. We don't need to be scared to peek them. Just peek them together. Global Esports clearly have a bit of, I would say, kind of have a ick towards these eco rounds.
Yeah, but for now, we're just gonna go for a quick pause as well. Now, let's talk a little bit, Universe. What exactly is happening here? I mean, there was a bit of a lead.
दोनों टीम अच्छी हैं, दोनों टीम नहीं. यहाँ मैं स्पेशली ग्लोबल ई-स्पोर्ट्स की बात करता हूँ. प्लेइंग गुड. मतलब मैंने ग्लोबल ई-स्पोर्ट्स को जब से देखना स्टार्ट करा है, लास्ट टाइम जब असेक्शन जीते थे, जब इन्होंने ग्लोबल स्टेज के लिए क्वालिफाई करा था नेशनल स्टेज के लिए, एस्करोसी ऑन टॉप, उसका पूरा टेंस जैसा चल रहा था एरा, वो मारे जा रहा था, जीते जा रहे थे, हो रहा था. पूरी 5-मैन रोस्टर था वो. इंडिया का 5-मैन रोस्टर था वो पहला. ऐसी कोई टीम थी जिसके अंदर 5 जने इंडियन हैं. ऐसी कोई भी टीम नहीं है किसी भी रीजन की कि उसके अंदर उसी रीजन के प्लेयर हो. ठीक है, अच्छा खेल रही थी. ब्रेक्स आते हैं, सबको बाय आउट्स मिलता है, सब इधर उधर जाते हैं, सबका एरा खत्म होता है. उसके बाद मैंने ग्लोबल ई स्पोर्ट्स को अगर कभी स्ट्रॉन्ग देखा है ना, गुड इनफ टू प्ले एंड गुड इनफ टू विन द वीसीटी, ये टीम है. ये कुछ करके दिखाने वाली टीम है लेजिटली. और चैट मेरी प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत नहीं जाती है.
Maybe 2 or 3 times could throw them into a mix, but it wasn't eco, so we're gonna let that slide. I feel like Global Esports, Boom Esports right now should be taking 2 steps
मैं
forward.
आने वाले 2 और दिन के लिए एक्साइटेड हूँ, क्योंकि वो 2 दिन कौन सी टीम के साथ ये खेलने वाली हैं और ये कैसा खेलती हैं, उसके बाद मैं अपनी फाइनल प्रेडिक्शन दूंगा.
on that operator.
बूम
And I feel
स्पोर्ट्स
like
के
he's got
हिसाब
the
जिस
ability to
हिसाब से ये
think
खेल
and
रही हैं
instantly get back out of
और
dodge. So
इस टीम
if
में
they're able to put that
पांचों
into
जनों
good
का
use,
अपना
Global
एक
Esports
अलग
will be in trouble.
पोटेंशियल लेवल है, भाई नेक्स्ट लेवल है.
Honestly. Okay, this has nothing to do with what you said earlier, but I am curious about one thing. Does it actually help when you have these flashing lights and sounds when you practice?
I mean, it's the best thing they could come up with, right? To kind of simulate the
देखो रक्षित भाई चैट एक चीज नोटिस करो, 5 प्लेयर बैठे हैं, पांचों खेल रहे हैं. ये प्लेइंग 5 है. इसमें ड्यूलिस्ट को अलग वो नहीं दिया हुआ है, पर उसमें जो उसके उनके पीछे बैठा हुआ एक बंदा खेल रहा है, वो 6th प्लेयर है इस टीम का. वो नॉर्मली गेम खेल रहा है कॉम पे अपना. रैंक पुश टीम खेले अपना, मेरे को रैंक पुश कर दें तो भाई.
There are also flashes light constantly above them, around them, just to give them the feel of how it is to be on the VCT stage. And hopefully this is going to help them gain that experience, and maybe we're going to be doing more of these as well in the future, so that Global Esports can constantly keep playing, in scenarios like these where they're pressured in to just kind of hone their skills and playing as good teams.
Coming into this one, right? I love when teams actually kind of set their, doing this extra stuff. You never really think about these things when you're practicing, And I think that's also kind of the reason why, tier 1 teams are just so different.
Round
Regardless, we're
important
finally
लगता है
back
global.
into this game this time. Oh,
तुम भी कहोगे जल्दी जल्दी रक्षित भाई ढूंढ लो लाइनअप्स.
Seems like it. We're going for a set play.
I'm
here
going to
from,
create a big thing.
Global Esports, and the Razor Runs are going to push them inside the shower side, and there's a reveal as well. That is brilliant, but the hold up is great.
Oh my god! Really gotta give it to DOS9. Ballsy to be able to hold out showers that way.
आखिर
He's gotten control of the spike right now, whereas Global Esports.
ऊपर से इसने फेमोजीन ने ऑपरेटर निकाल लिया है.
Yeah, and like I said, I called it the operator. It was kind of obvious.
इस बंदे की ऑपरेटर तो मैंने एसेंशियल में देखी है.
No.
अरे भाई नाइफ के लिए जाता है यार, वाह कसम उदोद मना कर दिया, पता है प्लेयर आईजेल मना कर देता है.
Not expecting that. He was expecting someone to come in from outside of showers. Sometimes this
आईजेल मना कर देता है. नाइफ की कॉल हमेशा आईजेल की होती है, प्लेयर की नहीं होती है.
They just walk in.
ये वो वैसी टीम नहीं है पीआरएक्स जैसी. अरे जो होगा देखा जाएगा, डाइव करते हैं मैच की पूछ पहले.
All the way near the spawn. But Udo-chan, the flash comes through. It's enough info for him already. 20 seconds to go. He has a lot of time to.
उदोतान क्लच कर
It's a matter of trying to isolate these fights. Not going to be able to because Boom Esports reacts so quickly.
है ना.
Yeah,
नहीं
bit of
किया
a
शायद.
decision-making lapse there from Global Esports, and a couple of really good counter utility pieces coming in from Boom. That Molotov from DOS9 was absolutely amazing.
नहीं किया शायद. क्या नहीं किया रक्षित भाई?
The minute he put down that Molotov, only one person could get through. Who? Patrick. And the minute he slid out, he got damage from the molly, and the bullets were ready for him right in the face. And on top of that, he finished off.
मैं बोल के भूल रहा हूँ क्या अपनी बात?
DOS9 did not know that this kind of a hit was coming. This kind of set play. The set play was great from Global Esports. Don't mistake me on that. But the readjustment from Boom, Berserks, and DOS9 did amazingly well to destroy 3 players there together.
Knife. नहीं आईजेल की कॉल होती है नाइफ और इन.
Completely ready for that.
Allegedly.
Making the utility as it went down.
आईजेल कॉल देता है.
Good job of just reading the team.
प्लेयर होता है मैं नाइफ कर रहा हूँ. आईजेल बोलता है नहीं तो नहीं. आईजेल की बात को आप नकार नहीं सकते.
They are going to immediately react off it. Fast lane up already. And the Steel Garden goes live. GE, no follow-ups quite yet. And somehow Shiro managed to get a pick-off onto Kelly S with his snake bite. Poppy had made his way slowly into U-Haul already. The Prowler comes up here. No one is close here, and Patrick who
इसके साथ बेचारे एक साथ टाइमिंग
the
हो गई.
members of Boom Esports find GE one by one. Udo-chan to find Berserks, but Crystal left alone here inside showers. Gonna be spotted out by that Roomba eventually. Thought about going inside of showers, but thinks twice about it.
टीपी मारने का इरादा था उसने छोड़
Can
दिया.
try to pick a pop-off hits. And I think for Boom Esports, they may have an idea that he may have rotated
30
off.
seconds
They've
left.
positioned themselves all the way near CT side.
Yeah, they're just gonna let him play his game, play for the plant here. They don't need to give him anything. But Crystal, while he might get the plant down, he's searching for a weapon. Does have one available right next to his feet. Picks it up.
There.
10 seconds.
10
Has to go
seconds
down
left.
for the
I'll
plant
find
here.
you.
Throws in a recon just to clear off. Has a smoke to play with.
down.
And it's a 1v3.
Bam.
A
My ult is
lot
ready.
of sprays coming through here. Anti-slasher
भाई ये उठा
falls,
क्यों?
but not DOS9.
वो गोली चलाते हुए आ रहे थे.
For Boom Esports.
प्लांट तो दे देता, चाहे
I
मर
just
जाता.
wanna-
अरे
Big
Yeah, what's
decision
up?
here from Global Esports. That Steel Garden, the minute it was popped right
अरे
here, right now,
रिसेंट वाला मैप
it
भी
was
7-5 हुआ
supposed
था
to make
जी,
the
हारी
a
थी.
fair fight
मैच
for
में भी
Global
डर है.
Esports. Then, once again, one single Molotov stopping them from even executing that. DOS9's utility has saved them 3 rounds in a row now, and Boom Esports are on a
Yeah,
flying
Gemini,
roll
like
right now
karo
because
yaar.
of that brimstone. One Molotov has been saving them because that Steel Garden was absolutely of no use.
Displaced already by that Prowler, famous. He's have to quickly TP, but there's someone, his teammates are waiting for him. Does get tagged by that Prowler eventually. They're all on A side here. With only 2 members of Boom Esports watching over B. But these 2 players, they can put in damage. We've seen it happen before. See that Yokam forced back by that snake bite. I see the metal thrown out as well here. Shiro gonna fight Urotan, but Yokam to fall on the backside here. Not dead yet, alive. But it's gonna be a barbecue by DOS9 onto Yokam.
I'm done.
DOS9 perfection. 3 members downed already. And somehow Global Esports left to only 1 player left before it just pops by Famous. 10 to Boom Esports' name. And they are making their lead bigger and bigger.
Right now, it's not Global Esports against Boom Esports. Right now, it's Global Esports. First skill DOS9, then versus Boom Esports. This guy has been a tyrant for 4 rounds in a row. He's read them perfectly. Once again, what's the win condition? His utility, his Molotovs, his ultimate. And then, of course, if you get past all of that, you've got his bullets coming your way. DOS9 is an absolute monster right now. And he's been making plays of his life so far. Global Esports have not found a single way to outmaneuver his utility pieces because they're getting out of the smoke. Yes, was the first point of contact Urotan? Why? Because he has a not dead
पर
yet.
तुमने
The
एक चीज
trade
चैट
comes in,
नोटिस
Urotan
करी?
comes back online. But what DOS9
आई थिंक
does
सो.
is
ये
that
कोच की कॉल है.
throws in the ultimate,
कोच ही ये
causes
कॉल
more
देता है हमेशा.
chaos, makes them head into
कोच का
difficult
कहना
positions,
ये है
and then
फ्लैश
he proceeds
ओवररेटेड है.
to find his right fights.
फ्लैश इज ओवररेटेड है. मतलब एज अ पर्सपेक्टिव कोच यार वो वहाँ है, मैं यहाँ हूँ. ऑब्वियसली यार फर्क है कॉल्स में. पर उसका कहना फ्लैश ओवररेटेड है और दो अच्छी टीम और they use their flashes as professionally, then they get some BTs and lost 2-1. ये वाला भी शायद ऐसा ही हो जाए. हमेशा flashes वाली टीम के अगेंस्ट तो कुछ अजीब नहीं लगता है.
BCLSA last season, right? All eyes were on him. And I thought that this change would kind of like make him struggle, but he seems to really thrive with this team. Bit of a quiet game the first 2 maps, but now he's online. He feels good.
भाई जब भी बक्की लेते राउंड जीत जाते. मैं तो कहता हूँ नियोन को हर राउंड बक्की खिलाओ. क्या कहते हो चैट?
But there's a tripwire there to stop him. He's gonna go through it pretty quickly. They need to break it down.
They're trying to break it actually, yeah.
Yeah, the shower's control has been taken up by Global Esports, but nowhere else on the map have they shown any kind of presence. B is completely uncontested, and that's going to give Famazine maybe a little bit of relaxation.
वाइपर खड़ा है मॉली डालने के लिए. जैसे ही नियोन की बॉल आएगी वैसे ही वाइपर मॉली डाल देगा. तो अगर वो लोग कमिट करेंगे तो वो लो होंगे, और अगर वो कमिट नहीं करेंगे तो स्लो डाउन हो जाएगा, वैल्यूएबल नहीं रहेगा. समझ रहे हो? ये सारी कॉल्स होती है भाई. दिस इज कॉल्ड वैलोरेंट. वो नहीं होता है पीक लेके मर जाओ और फिर बोलो मत भाई तू तो कवर ही नहीं देता. ये देखो आई ना तुरंत ही मॉली.
Util does buy a bit of time, but we already have 1 member of Global already on the site. Shiro from the smokes. So is Patrick Who.
They have Shiro with Shorty.
Not denied at all. Despite the pin shells, the amount of pressure coming through here. Famous, quick to react. Copy gets knocked down. And the other members too.
Sultan got down.
GE, their whole positions.
3v5
to the whole team of Boom Esports.
one backstab, get timing.
And it is
Let's go.
one, and in fact, good for the whole team even. Boom Esports, they thrive on buying this
8-11.
time.
Now by round, let's see. They didn't win. They
11
got
to
on
8. Once again, it is
final
like I
round.
mentioned, they were showing no presence on B, right?
12.
NT Slasher had control of B long completely. He threw in a flash outside of Hook to clear that as well. This was a very, very easy round for Boom Esports because they read it perfectly. Once again, the setup of Patrick was completely only to take the control of the front site. They put down 2 smokes on the left and right of green boxes. But then what? Where are you going to go and take your fights? You're going to plant down short, but you need some picks. You need to kind of step up a little bit. You're going to spread out in an eco round. Not going to work for you. Global Esports in huge trouble right now of trying to maintain map control against their opponents, because look at where DOS9 is currently positioned. He's got showers all by himself thanks to the flash from NT Slasher. This is, I believe, Paper X had done this in VCD and yeah, things are just crumbling for Global Esports right now.
They will.
I don't have an answer at all on how exactly to execute. Regardless of whether it's a strong or weak side, they just can't break the defenses. With a bit more pressure, we already have the pit set up as well. Yeah, you have that space onto Octagon, you have the space onto the front of site. But can you get on is the question. They're forced off.
Now, Global Esports just looking for anything at this point.
Praise your पहले क्या आ गया क्योंकि वाइपर ले लिया तो लॉन्ग ऑपरेशन
is still sitting in that
हो नहीं सकती शॉट पे ऑपरेटर करने को उसी ने मतलब हुक्का में
then this is going to be a problem, but it doesn't seem like
but he got a kill.
A little bit of detection coming in and Boom Esports ready for the fight.
Still have trips. Kelly, yes, just pushes through that cage as well. Dodges.
कुछ तो करने वाले हैं लोग.
Nearly TP, and they immediately get denied by the orbital strike. Arcro set up already. GE just flies to the zone. Famous! His showstopper just finds 2 as the rest just completely swarm. And that's been the biggest problem that Global Esports is facing right now. The swarm and the collapse of the members onto the rest of Global Esports.
I'm sorry, this was one of the most amazing rounds I've seen from Shiro just yet. The call to not rotate at the last 15 seconds, hold on that B side with more members than you were at A, even though they deployed 2 smokes, a flash, a razor right, and everything. This man has a giga brain working right now against Global Esports, and they're just getting outplayed in the mental as well as physical game. There's just no way Boom Esports were gonna let them get away with that. How clean are these reads from Shiro?
Chiku here, left side, stunned up, last lane as well to give them the space, but immediately reacts off the util. Famous for 1 and so is Shiro, but GE, Udo, and Kelly, yes, but 1 each as well. Crystal gonna be tagged in by that trip, but this time around, there's no one to actually follow up for that. Spike does get initiated.
Operator से अगर kill मिला तो उनका round निकल सकता है.
The past
बाकी
few rounds, Global Esports has not been able to withstand the retakes from Boom Esports here. Berserks to put in that pressure. But Global Esports this time positioning themselves onto main. 1 onto Hookah as well to see if anyone would go in those flanks. Immediately the C's comes through, they move backwards. DOS9 falls. Famous only good for 1. There's still 1 more to worry about here. But with an op to go for a retake, it might be hard here. Playing off the util might be the way to go here, but Udotan denying any access from CT. Crystal gonna move in and out here, and finally, Global Esports get another round.
Yeah, it's a difficult one as well after giving up at least 4, maybe 5 rounds today. It's towards the end of the game here. They finally get 1 back, but it's not going to be enough because they need to put up 3 more in a row to at least find something. And I believe that Boom are going to continue on making themselves available to every part of the map. Right now, Amazine is going to travel in towards Showers, and he's going to find Crystal alongside the Brimstone swinging out, but the smoke's been deployed early on. Tripwire has been put down as well. So Showers control already in the hands of Boom Esports at the moment, as Global Esports right now playing for a bit of default, waiting for information. A site, by the way, completely has been rendered pointless by GE because nobody's watching short, not even if anybody's pushing that direction. and they're heading in as a split push in towards the B site.
Scout destroyed.
This time around, they immediately get the scout gets destroyed already as well. Now for Udotan, gonna go for an aggressive stance here, walk up as his teammates go quickly to pivot onto the A site there. Locking up with the rest of the teammates there. Wonder if Udotan would be able to get a pick off here somehow.
Bit of a stalemate. Famazine still holding up short. There is a wall there on the other side, just to hold for the flank, but his first contact is to come in. This is the shot. There comes the nade and the stun, and he's gonna have to get back.
Patrick Wu just walking straight up onto the side, but Famous still has not been moved at all from U-Haul. Kelly S falls.
Spike
Missy
planted.
Slasher somehow managed to pick. But here comes the Nightfall as well. Famous moved out the way here, and Patrick Wu from the other end, just holding down the line backside. Marching down to the side here. The C is already set up here.
Oh,
and
bhai.
the sprays are true! Patrick Wu
तेरी ऐसी
back in
हारता
the
है
game.
क्या?
Aggressive as ever. Berserks to worry about here. Overdrive will be popped as well, just to buy a little bit more space. Putting in the damage.
ऐसा हारता है क्या
Crystal
शैली?
is there,
तेरी
playing
तरह
off
नहीं
his
है वो.
teammate. And now we hit a 10 for Global Esports.
Again, extremely hard fought here. Had to come down to the very end. A little bit of attention seeking from Patrick so that Crystal could play from the background and be the hero. But those first two kills, the C's and that slide, absolutely amazing. These two have been doing good work for the last two rounds. Crystal, of course, been on top of things, but it's still 10 to 12. Global Esports have so much work to do. The operator, by the way, still active on Famazine's hands, and Showers once again taken away. Global Esports back they go towards B. A bit of a miss on the lineup there from Kelly S, which means B long is still open for the taking for NC Slasher.
Walls up,
मुझे दोनों
set
टीम
up here.
नहीं पसंद.
Has a lot
क्या
to
फर्क
do
पड़ता
with
है
right
हारे
now.
या जीते?
Steel Garden set up
कोई ना
already.
शैली भाई.
Fortunately, one more time. He's gonna get caught by the
Oh, no.
trip
Oh,
and will eventually go down to the
no.
molly. That is painful. But Kelly S is there at the very least. Walls up already. NC Slasher being very patient.
तेरी
The two
favorite team
members
क्या
of
है,
GE
शैली?
through that smokes. But the same could be said about Boom Esports here. Waiting for the smokes to do though. They both swing and they both fall. Joss9 putting in the damage. Kelly S at least finds one to his name. Rendered so low here. Kelly S missed by a hairline for that Trailblazer before finally Crystal gets knocked out too. And now Global Esports not able
एक second,
to
Rihan से
win
पूछ.
it. And now Boom Esports will be
तो
taking
Rihan
the
आएगा.
first win between these two Tier
यार.
1 teams of Pacific.
Global Esports tried really hard, but unfortunately,
Till
that
morning ही खेलेंगे.
control onto elbow was just not going in their favor. Boom were more than ready for that fight. They expected that fight, and they were just absolutely on point with their positions to take it. Two different targets on two different angles. It was not even an up and down so that they could line up. And Global Esports will suffer another loss in these show matches. But ladies and gentlemen, do not forget, this is just for them to gain some experience. A lot of people I know are going to be disappointed with this, but they've got 2 more months of the season.
तेरी
So
शर्म
do
कर
Boom.
ले.
Things going to be changing pretty soon here.
You know, granted that this team has just been formed, right? I think compared to the core of Boom Esports, I think they're doing pretty well. I think it must have been such a big shift as well for both teams if you think about it. These two teams. I mean, granted that the players from GE just came through from Tier 2, and Boom Esports just ascended from Tier 2. Regardless, in this game, you really gotta give it to
team मैंने पहली
DOS9
बार
and
सुनी.
Famous, especially
By the way,
DOS9 in my opinion, because DOS9 the last 2 maps. He was very, very quiet. You really didn't really see him really shine like he did when he previously played on the big stages of South Asia. But on map 3, it was as though he woken up and he started just really denying space and playing off the back of utility from his teammates. It looked so good.
Yeah, absolutely. He was
Hello,
an
chat.
absolute
कल
menace
मिलते
once
हैं.
again with his utility.
Morning stream पे.
So,
Bye bye. Thank you for
so
watching the stream. Love you
clinical
guys.
with
Take care and
when
have a
to
good day.
use his Molotov. Again, in the last round, what happened?
I love
love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up, so